Welcome to Boxing Fans Talk TV. I'm your host, TDT, and you can refer to me as Miss T. And y'all saw the thumbnail. Breaking news. Marcos Maidana is, throwing a bone to Adrian Broner. Or is he? Y'all know the drill. We'll get into that. First, let's turn to. Welcome back to Boxing Fans Talk TV. I'm your host, TDT. As I always say, you can refer to me as Miss T. Y'all know how we do at the top of my hour? We do a water check, a water check, a water check. It is still the summer. Some areas have cooled down a bit out here from family members and friends who live all across the country, but it's still the summer. So we must drink our water. As y'all all know, usually around this time, I'm at my usual 10 bottles, 8-ounce bottles of water. I prefer spring water to drink. And here at Boxing Fans Talk TV, we advocate for everybody to drink at least, and I mean at the minimum, at least 100 ounces of water per day. We all know that 128 ounces makes a gallon. And if you're an adult, for sure, I would even say as young as 16, you can drink a gallon of water a day. The formula is half your body weight in ounces of water. But I would never recommend that if you're a person that weigh like 400 pounds to drink 200 ounces of water. Now, 100 will suffice. You will see a difference and everything. You will start moving stuff, cleansing out yourself. And you're going to see an improvement in your health overall. But if you're not a big water drinker, 2 times a day, you must drink water. That's first time in the morning before your toes hit the ground or you get into your morning routine. Drink you 8 ounces of water. Have it on your nightstand, ready to go. Put it there at night before you go to sleep and have it ready. Or, as I always say, get you a little refrigerator. They come in small sizes where you can only hold a handful of bottles of water in there. Or, some that's like waist high. 36 inches high. Um, just get you a little refrigerator. It's not gonna tear up your electric bill. It ain't gonna make a difference. But if you need to drink cold water. But first thing in the morning, before you get into your morning routine, think of your body like an engine, a lot of moving parts, and the water is the lube. Second time is at night before you go to sleep. I'm not saying right when you lay down, boom, 3 seconds later you're asleep. I'm saying when you lay down for your final rest at night, you got the TV on or what have you. Maybe you're reading an article or a book or something. Drink you some water. Even the American Heart Association agrees that you should drink water before you go to bed. It's good for your heart. A lot of reads going on at night. Revamping, recharging, rebooting. You're cleaning out toxins in your system so that you can excrete them first thing in the morning. The average person burns between 900 to 1,000 calories at night. That's a good thing. I don't think you would get more calories burned just going to the gym and a regular workout routine. That's a lot of calories. So it's important that you get your sleep, proper amount of sleep, and drink your water. Okay. But, as time go on, if you starting off with the twice a day, add one in the middle of the day. After about a week, add another. It depends on you, the pace you go at when you add in water to your daily consumption. And don't think of it as a diet or anything. Just do it. It's good for you. Now, I get a lot of questions about what if you put this in the water or put that? Because you just got to have flavor. I get it. I get it. I got to have flavor too. But I always say, work first, play second. Drink your water first. And then at the end of the day or however long it take you to drink that much water, if you got room for coffee, tea, store bought juice, sodas, whatever, alcohol, if you got room for that, by all means, but more than likely you won't have room for it. And that's a tactic that you can trick your mind, because sometimes when you're trying to do something that you don't really want to do was against the grain, and we talking about consumption of food and drinks, your body will offer a strong resistance. I don't know why it's like that. Maybe because deep down in your conscious mind, you don't really want to do it. But to trick yourself, and you can trick yourself, just get on this credo. I'm going to work first and I'm going to play second. That means all the water I'm supposed to drink, let me knock that out the way first. Then I'll go drink my hottie toddy at night, or my tea, or my slushies, or whatever. And I'm telling you, eventually your body is going to make the choice for you. It's going to prefer the water. How you know? Because you're going to go and try to drink something else. Like, I still like sodas. And I still will buy them, not a lot. But it takes me about a week to drink a 20-ounce bottle of soda. Sometimes I just want that sip. You know what I'm saying? I don't want the whole soda. So I'll sip it. I got a refrigerator in my room, a little teeny one. And I'll put it in the refrigerator. And every day I might take a sip. I don't know if it's the sugar. I don't know what it is that make me want that. But I do know me and a couple of friends of mine that I met, over my lifetime, who are cancer survivors. We all experienced this thing where we would dry heave, and it's painful too. We didn't know why we were doing it. Like, there was no way for me to connect the dots as to why I was doing it. But then when I would talk to some of my friends who had cancer as well, they said they did the same thing. And I was like, if you drank a soda, do that help? And they was like, yeah. I can't prove this. I can't, I've told doctors, but I don't know if it's a medical fact or nothing. But I just know that every now and then my body says I want a soda. It's not all the time. And when my body says it wants it, I'll do it. I don't deny myself. That's what I mean by a tactic of when you changing the way you eat and drink. You just don't you're not denying yourself. Don't let your mind think you're denying yourself. You just have to work first, then you can play second. Same thing with eating. If you like cheeseburgers and pizzas, hey, eat what you're supposed to eat first. Got room after that, then by all means. But again, in that situation, your body gonna make the choice for you, and it's not gonna want to do it. So drink your water, please, please, please. A little housekeeping in the beginning. Please, in my humblest voice ever, hit the like, share, and subscribe button. If you've already subscribed, you don't have to subscribe again. You're automatically locked in. But do hit the like and share button every time you come into the channel. So in other words, lean on my leezy when you step into my heezy. Basically, hit the damn like button when you step into my square circle. I come on from Monday through Friday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Unless you had a week like I had last week, I had to take off. I had a lot of stuff going on last week, so I apologize, but life happens. Hey, Reginald Peters is in the building. What's poppin', King? He said, "Hey, Miss T, hey, sir. Our Money in the building. What's poppin', King?" He said, "Miss T, salute, Queen. Salute to you." Reginald said, "What's up, Our Money in the building?" And Our Money said, "Reginald Peters, 100. Bless 365. What's poppin', Queen?" Say, "Hey, Queen, what's going on?" Look at my boy Jerry. Jerry is in the building. What's poppin', King? He said, "Hola." Hola, Jerry. Hola. But y'all saw the thumbnail. Marcos Maidana is offering a matchup with Adrian Broner. And I'm saying I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do it if I was Adrian Broner. But he can get that opportunity to right some wrongs. But I say, how sincere is he really? I mean, he's offering an exhibition, or is it for the money? So what is Marcos Maidana coming back on the scene for? He looked good though. I mean, as far as his physique, he got it together. He got it all the way together. But what happened to that Mayweather money? Marcos Maidana didn't get paid as much as Canelo fighting Mayweather or others who have fought Mayweather. But for where he's from, that was a lot of money. That was enough money to last a lifetime. What he do with it, I don't know. I guess he, down there in Argentina, I guess he was king dingling with that 3 million or whatever it is that he got paid. Remember, he even got a stipend because they wanted to use that horsehair gloves, trying to pull a fast one over on Mayweather. But Mayweather won't have it. And, Mayweather got that kind of money where he could say, put him in the same shit I'm wearing. And Mayweather had to pay him. He had to pay him. I think it was 2 million. So all in all, I think Marcos Maidana maybe have made probably approximately, and I'm guessing, about 7, maybe at the best, $8 million fighting Mayweather, because remember he fought him twice. And with the glove thing, so somewhere between $6 and $8 million he might have made. So he should be good. But there's no account for how people spend their money. I'm guilty of spending money too. I had to learn some lessons along the way. I ain't tripping. I ain't trying to put them down for for doing that. But I think his money is running dry, so he coming back to try to steal some more. I ain't mad at him, but if I was Adrian Broner, I wouldn't do it. What y'all think? Let's say at Our Money, salute King. Jared said, "What up, Reg?" Jared said, "What up, Al?" They be like, "What up, Big Jerry?" Our Money says, "Jared, salute." So yeah, I really don't know what's going on with that one. My Donna willing to offer AB an exhibition, and that's what it is, an exhibition fight. As I say, I wouldn't do it because Adrian Broner has never been the same since he fought Marcos Maidana. And I'm gonna tell you guys something. I can't prove it, but I believe it was something fishy going on with that fight. I just really believe it. I've seen Marcos Maidana fight other people that I know Adrian Broner could have beat easily, and they won against him. Like, and it's been so long ago. I should have had to pull up his box rec, but I think he fought Lamont Peterson. I think he fought Amir Khan. He fought somebody. Devin Alexander beat him. And Devin Alexander is a great, excellent boxer, by the way. But he beat him. And all of a sudden, Adrian Broner can't beat him. I didn't get that. I didn't understand. And the way he was fighting, if I'm remembering correctly, when Marcos was fighting those other fights, I don't remember him being that aggressive. Like, he was super aggressive when he fought Adrian Broner and Mayweather. But he had this punch where he'll bring that shit from the top and come down, like a chopping from the top on down. But he did that with Mayweather and he did that with Broner. I don't remember him doing that with others. I don't remember that being a staple in his arsenal when he fought others. I'm not saying that nobody, when they fight, could ever swing a punch from up downwards, like a chopping punch. But he did that consistently. He was doing that chronically. And I just don't remember that being a part of his arsenal. What about y'all? Reginald Peter said, I think AB is a shot fighter. He very well may be, Reginald. Al Money said, Miss T, AB is done. Probably. I think the drink and the drugs caught up with AB too. And yeah, I believe that too. I believe that. But the drinks and the drugs would not explain why he don't let his hands go. I mean, he was really fucked up about that fight he had with Maidana. And I was like, I asked myself, could he be that conceited? Is anybody really that conceited? Like, because I'm thinking, is it his arrogance, his conceitness? I don't know what it is, but losing to Maidana fucked him up beyond repair and started him on an even steeper downward slope. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why. Unless he knew it was something fishy too. Then right after that fight, Mayweather was like, run him with me. You know what I'm saying? Bless said, I think he can bounce back. I'm hoping so, Bless. I'm hoping because when I do look at Adrian fight, I be rooting for him. Because I know Adrian is the goods. I know he's talented. I know he's gifted. And you just want him to just do it, right? You're watching the fight. And I can't tell you how many times, like, me and my nephews or family members be watching them fight. We be screaming at the TV. Damn, they about to throw something at the TV. Like, nigga, let them hands go. Just please, like, let them, begging them, like, please, AB. But then AB get warmed up later in the last couple of rounds. He turned on the charm. Now, if they was fighting for 15 rounds, maybe AB could still be a success story. Because he always turned on the charm right at the end. But that Maidana thing threw him through a loop. He said, Ed Reginald, yes. He said he needs to fight C or D level fighters. Well, Marcos Maidana, in case y'all didn't look, you can Google this. He let himself blow all the way up. Oh, he was a fat ass. I mean, that gut was something serious. He seriously had a barrel chest. Marcos, that is. That money was good. He was eating good. He was living a life as a king over there. And I'm gonna tell you, to live that long, that big, and you're older, you're not a spring chicken, and you try to drop weight and try to come back in it. First of all, when you take that kind of time off, you lose touch, so to speak. You're not the same fighter. You don't have the same hunger. It can happen to the best of them. You know, um, Everybody can't be Mayweather and come back and just like he never left. A lot of people change in that time frame. Then throw on top of that all that weight. And you gotta, knock it off. Kind of like what we said about Tyson Fury. He was fat as hell. He lost the weight. He came back and he showed improved. Okay, cool. But that's not everybody. Marcos Maidana had stomach issues before he bloomed up. So that means he's a eater. All those guys who got stomach issues, suffice to say, you would not be losing money, or it's not a far stretch to say that those guys are stomachy. Because boxing is one of those sports. Can't really be eating wrong neither. When it might work when you're young, as you get older, you're gonna pay for that. And you're gonna pay for it dearly. So I don't think Marcos can come back and fight like he want to, but he obviously want to. And another reason why I'm saying, like I told Adrian myself, yeah, like I'm talking to him on the regular. The other reason why I say, Adrian, don't do it, is because Marcos been in the background getting ready and getting his body in shape for a minute. He ain't just, flew over here 2 months ago and got in the gym. This dude been working out for a minute, probably about a year. Have y'all seen him lately? The cut that he has in his stomach, he didn't have that shit before he ballooned up. I don't know who body he stole, but I wish I'd have downloaded a picture. That dude got like either a 4-pack, 8-pack, or whatever. I mean, he didn't have that hump, those ridges in his damn stomach before he ever blew up. So I don't know what the fuck he doing, but he looked in shape. But the damage is done, and he's in his 30s, so he knows he can't get in there with them young lions. AB neither. So instead of him offering AB an actual fight, he said, let's do an exhibition. Wherein lies he will beat Adrian down to a poke and make him look silly. And a lot of these fighters out here, that's what they want to do. A lot of these Mexican fighters want somebody like Adrian Broner on their belt, the notch on their belt. You know what I'm saying? Even though a lot of them, in my opinion, don't respect black fighters and they don't care for them. I'm not calling them racist. I'm just saying how they feel about them. They think they're insignificant or beneath them. But they know that black fighters, a lot of the black fighters are the goods, and they want some of them to be a notch on their belt. This is why Omar threw a hissy fit talking about Figueroa when Adrian backed out. He know that he felt he knew that he could beat AB. And he probably could have won once and carried the rounds. But AB just got to hit his ass one time. And I don't think he would have been getting up from that shit if AB would have caught him. But, Omar was throwing a hissy fit because, hey, here's my chance. I'm coming out. I didn't even know he was coming out for Loser Street. And AB is just the right person. Still a name. You can still feel like you the Mandingo in this motherfucker because you beat AB. But then life threw him a curveball by putting him in with Lipinets. And he beat the shit out of him. As I knew that day was coming. I don't dislike the Figueroa brothers. I hate how they box. I don't know who taught them how to box, but they can't box to me. Reginald Peters said that bad fight for AB. Yeah, I don't think AB should fight him because like I said, it was something fishy about that fight. Can't put my finger on it. Can't. My gut tells me that was something fishy. AB and Aaron Pryor from the same Ohio. Are they now? Reginald Peters from the same Ohio. But yeah, I didn't like that. I think it's not sincere, and I don't know what AB gonna do about that shit. I wouldn't. I don't. I wonder did Marcos reach out to him before the Omar fight? And AB thinking about the money they can make because that will make some money for sure. They can sell that. As bad as AB act and his behavior and all the stuff that he's been into of the predicaments that he's in, AB is still a moneymaker. He's kind of a cash cow. He can put the asses in the seat. That was evidently clear that when he pulled out, look what happened in the audience. To me, it's evidently clear. I believe if AB was still on that ticket, there wouldn't have been a available seat in their house. I really do believe that. But Marcos Maidana is acting like he extending this olive branch. I would say proceed with extreme caution if I was AB. So I put the link in the chat. I just got basic news for y'all today. And I do want to remind y'all that I was supposed to in July have a guy come on and testify about being a part of my program that I do a show on Sunday, Finding the Health in You. And this guy, I put him on the program or whatever. And he kind of did it differently, but he's doing it nonetheless. And I wanted him to come on and testify and tell y'all his good news and everything. I just talked to him today, so we're going to arrange for a time, but, for him to do it. He kind of did the program backwards, but he still got good news. So, and he's a person who had diabetes, and he's almost free and clear of diabetes doing my program. So, hey, if y'all are more interested in that, anybody who's interested in finding out the program or doing everything, it does cost because I tailor make the program to you specifically. The program is still the same, but I tailor make the routine that you will be on specifically to address your needs. And you can, reach me at boxingfanstalk@gmail.com. That's boxingfanstalk@gmail.com. I do believe in confidentiality. I do not tell anyone's business. I let you guys testify for yourself. But I tell everybody, I stumble onto this for selfish reasons, trying to help myself. My claim to fame right now is a lot of things, but the latest is how I took myself down from 15 pills a day to 16. And trust me, my medical issues, I had to take those pills. I had to take them to live. But and finding other alternative ways to address my medical issues that those pills did, and I found them in food, and sometimes combining certain foods brings a type of result, a desired result. Sometimes, I accidentally came upon this trying to help myself because pills have fillers in them, and they're just not, to me, they're just not good. Who wants to be on a bunch of pills all their life? So I'm down to 6. So sorry for the phone ring, but I did that, and like I help a lot of people. A lot of people that watch me that has reached out to me again. Whenever they're ready to tell their story, they can. But hopefully, I'm gonna try to arrange for him to come, to give his story. We going into crunch time now, and so I'm gonna try to give him an opportunity to just tell you guys his good news or how what he started off as, and in his few months, what is he now when it comes to diabetes? hmm He was. Let's put it this way: he was on the shot and metformin. He won't be long. He won't be on them shits no more. And so I know it works. I do this all the time. I've helped people with dialysis get off dialysis. And again, this information is not secretive. It's just the way America disseminates a lot of information. A lot of people can't connect the dots. Hell, I couldn't. If I'd have known what I know today in my 20s, oh my God. Reginald say, nice love the information. Ooh. And he said, true, true. Yeah. And you'd be surprised. You'd be surprised. And what I do is I prepare a routine for you. I do factor in what you like or what you don't like, because some people can say, well, I had somebody tell me one time, I don't like citrus fruit. Or I don't do well with citrus fruit. It's kind of like threw me through a loop because everything I do mostly deal with citrus fruits and stuff. Not not for what you think, but I like oranges. I like citrus fruit, so it's one of those things. It's one of my go tos or whatever. But I couldn't get this individual citrus fruit. I had to find something else, and I did my research or whatever. And like basically, when I say research, I just study food for what they can do and what they can't offer, and how you mix them together and all that. I'm not a dietitian, and I don't play one on TV either, or a doctor or a nurse. But I know what I learned, and if I can get myself from 15 pills, 15, I think it was 15 to 16 pills a day, and trust me, it wasn't like I could look at those pills and say, I ain't gonna take that one. I don't need that one. I needed everyone, every last one of them. So I had to figure out how do I get rid of these pills. I had to find a substitute. So that's what I did. And that's what I do. So I can be reached at boxingfanstalk@gmail.com and let me help you. What's up, Jerry? You on mute. Well, while Jerry unmute himself, I'm gonna go on with some news. I just got basic news, y'all. The WBC president, Mauricio Suleiman, has set yet another deadline for Fury to say whether or not he's retired and mean it. The deadline is actually this week, Friday, the 10th of August. And he got to confirm in writing to Suleiman that he is retired. And Suleiman been kind of quiet on who will fight for that opportunity for that WBC belt. But remember, Suleiman tried to get him to relinquish the belt back in May. But I guess they don't want to push him. And the rumor has it that the winner of the Andy Ruiz and Luis Ortiz September 4th fight will face Deontay Wilder for the vacated belt. And last Saturday, Fury was caught saying that he wanted with Usyk. So we don't know how that's gonna work out. But come Friday, if he don't unass that belt, he better be trying to make that fight with Fury. I mean with Usyk. What's up, Jerry? What you think? He better be trying to make that fight with Fury. I mean with Usyk. What's up, Jerry? What you think?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but I hear myself in the background too.
Okay. All right, hold on.
Yeah.
All right, what up?
What's up? What's up, Jerry? Somehow or another, like whatever you looking at, turn that down and just speak into your phone or whatever you signed in on. Your tablet, your computer, whatever. Just speak into that. You don't need the volume. You should have some headphones. If you're at your computer, Jerry, maybe you should have some headphones or something. If you're on your phone, I think you just speak into your phone like regular. While Jerry figured that out, you guys can chime in. I put the link in. Tell me what you think. Now, I do have to make a correction on something that I said weeks ago. I can't even remember the young man's name, but I was reading the article where Deontay Wilder had yet got another trainer, some younger guy, and I forgot the name that who this guy was, and I ain't really had time to look it up today. But I read something today talking about Malik Scott is still Wilder's trainer. So I stand corrected. I stand corrected because I did read that he had got another trainer. And I mean, it was a long article and it was on a reputable site. But it looks like he still got Malik Scott. Maybe, and it kind of sounds like he got several trainers now. So I stand corrected on that. And I'm correcting myself from weeks ago. Like I said, in my defense, I read it from a reputable source that I normally get a lot of my articles and stuff from. Jerry, can you hear me? Jerry? We can't hear you. But I just wanted to make that correction. Like I said, here we debunk things, we correct things. We only want the truth to come out. So, that's what we all about over here. Jerry, what's up? You on here twice. What's good? You drop. Jerry. I don't know. Jerry got communication problems today. His communication system, I don't know what's going on. Jerry said, feed me on phone is picking up signal. Okay, I'm not sure what's going on. In other words, in other news, anywho, AJ is starting to blame the loss of Usyk on overtraining, and I disagree. In fact, my whole show yesterday was about him getting exposed. What we see is AJ is a sore loser. I didn't even get into the fact that he unasked them damn belts out Team Usyk's hand, and then took the belts, raised them up, and threw them on over the ring on the ground or whatever. And Usyk, you see the crazy look he was giving them, like, what is wrong with this dude? But I disagree. It wasn't overtraining. I'm one of those folks who believe it was never the trainer. And I don't know much. I don't know much about AJ's old trainers. I just feel like it was never really the trainer, and I certainly didn't think Garcia was going to bring something different. What we saw AJ do, in my opinion, he could have been done. I don't attribute that to a trainer. I'm not knocking Robert Garcia. I'd have said that if he'd have picked Rodney Shields or Derek James or whoever all the folks he went and looked around and shopped this trainer business to, but I would tell you this, whoever was his trainer made a come up because both Usyk and AJ got paid $75 million apiece. Whoever was his trainer, means that trainer got 10% of that cut of his pay, which was 7.5, I think, million. Beside the fact that even before that fight even started, I'm sure Robert charged him. Robert, I'm just telling you, if AJ was an up and coming, brand new fighter in the mix, Robert wouldn't have took him on. The only reason Robert took him on because he know AJ got money to burn. And so to me, it was a waste. I said it was always him, not the trainer. So if he overtrained, that's something he did. Saying he left everything in the gym and he was just a sore loser. You're supposed to leave it in the gym. But you have an opportunity to leave it in the gym or the ring or wherever every day that you get up and breathe. When you go to the gym, you can leave shit in the gym, leave it all in the gym that day. The next day you go to the gym, you can leave it all in the gym that day. If the third day you're in the ring, you can leave it all in the ring. So I don't get the explanation. I left it all in the gym. You did that to yourself, and then you showed yourself to be a sore loser with your rant and everything, and that's because your handlers for years have been putting 100 on 10 when it comes to you. They've been, touting you around like you was an elite fighter, and you never was. You was an excellent fighter. You was an okay fighter, but you was not elite. Touting you around. You fight with fear, and it's easily can be seen. He was scared of the counterpunchers coming back. He was hesitant. That's fear. It don't make him less of a man. It makes him more of a man for us to see that he got fear. I wonder about people who don't have fear. I'd be like, are you even human? Are you even an animal? Every animal has fear. So I'm not knocking AJ when I say that. I'm just saying the days of them putting 100 on 10 has come to an end. This ain't gonna work if you play me in the background.
I got it.
You figured it out? What was going on, Jerry?
Nah, it just was my phone having problems picking up the Wi-Fi. That's why I had you on in the background so I could hear what you were saying, because I couldn't hear it on the phone. Sometimes it doesn't pick up the Wi-Fi. I live in the country.
Are you on your desktop when you signing in?
Yeah, I'm on my home computer, and I'm talking to you on my phone since I can't call in anymore.
Yeah, but you listen. You don't got to do that. When you sign in on your computer,
I know, but my computer it doesn't have the camera or the mic.
You don't need a camera.
No.
You just when you sign in, if you say you don't have a mic, so how you signed in but you using your phone, like you using both of them at the same time?
Because I sign in on my home PC, and then I go.
Your home PC is relatively new, right?
Oh no.
Yeah, I'm gonna need you to give it the times. Ask your daughter how to do it, because it depends on what you got. Every computer, for the most part, could have a mic. If you don't have a mic, Jerry, you can go get headsets. You can go get you a nice headset and plug it into your computer, and that way you can hear everything, and you should be able to see the chat. You don't need your phone to see the chat.
Well, this is how I've been talking to you. You can hear me, right?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you now.
Once my phone picks up the signal, it's usually straight. Yeah, there's no.
Yeah, but I'm just saying so you can optimize your abilities, Jerry. We trying to bring you into the 2022. What's up, Reginald? Hold on, we got Jerry having the flow. Jerry,
hey,
I'm assuming you ain't hear everything, so you wanna chop it up before we pass it to Reginald? Oh, Jerry. Oh, Reginald, you got communication issues too. What's up, Reginald? What's good?
Hey, Queen, how you doing? Yeah, I'm doing good. What's the subject?
Oh man, we was talking about a couple of things. I was talking about Marcos Maidana offering Adrian Broner olive branch to fight him in the exhibition. Then I talked about WBC president giving Fury till Friday the 26th to make a decision once and for all if he retired or not.
Yeah, I think the WBC Suleiman, he's a businessman. I know he missed out on that big payday that Usyk and Joshua had, because the other three major belts, they got that 3% of that $80 million. So he missed out on that bag. So he don't Fury. He dragging Fury to that ring so he can get his 3% for this fight coming up.
He definitely want that money. He was like,
Yeah.
I want in. Bless 365 said, I would love to see Fury and Usyk. Me too. She said yes. Then they said Jerry old school. Jerry, we're gonna bring him. We gonna bring him into the fold. Look, I'm talking shit. Me and Jerry about to say, man, gonna bring him
Yeah.
into the fold.
Yeah. Jerry eating those eating fatback and collard greens.
Jerry over there chilling in the country,
Yeah.
shucking corn and shit. Yeah. So you think that because if you think about that move to put Wilder as the number one ranked WBC person, you know what I'm saying? We were saying that weeks ago. Like, why? How did you do that? Now it's Wilder country over here. I love Wilder, but how did you do that? You know, if he
Wilder is the biggest heavyweight champion, ex-champion in America. And so he looked out for his favorite retire. He looking for that dude. And that's why he's gonna stay number one.
Hey, hold on, Reginald. Would love to hear what you got to say. Everybody having communication problems. It's not working. It's like we can't even barely understand.
You hear me?
I hear you just now.
Oh, wow.
But I don't know. The signal is choppy.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
I hear you clear right there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Suleiman.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jerry back.
I don't know. Jerry ain't saying that. You know, he'd jump in if he was.
Okay. Yeah. Like I said, he's a businessman. He is lined up the golden goose, his Fury, and his Wilder just to line up his pockets. You know, but I'm glad Wilder's back. He should take care of Hellenius and Louise. Cruz going to fight next. Andy Louise and Wilder going to fight next. And
Ruiz
Wilder's
and
going to stay busy. Yes, Louise and Ortiz.
The winner of that fight will have to fight Wilder for the WBC. If Tyson Fury retires, that's the rumor.
Right. I don't know if Tyson going to fight or not. You know, Tyson, he's so up and down, but he the champion, so he, you know what I'm saying, he can pretty much write his own ticket.
Well, the rumor is also, and this is rumors, so you guys, I can't substantiate this. This is why I said like rumors, speculating, guessing. The rumor has it that maybe December 17th, Tyson Fury and Usyk will probably get it on. That's the rumor.
Yeah, and it's
confirm or deny.
Yeah, it sounds like Usyk ready to retire too, so he might be cashing out.
I mean, shit, I would too. Shit.
Yeah.
You know how much they got paid? Shit. I was like, what?
That's
$75 million a piece.
That's I'm so surprised. AJ wanna, he wanna show his butt in Saudi Arabia, and Saudi Arabia's a different.
We didn't hear you. We thought you gonna say Saudi Arabia is a good country. I can't say all that. They good for men. Ain't that right, Queen? Saudi Arabia good for men. I don't know about women. You froze up, Reginald. Hey, and this is the one day that my internet is working perfectly. Everybody freezing up. Saudi Arabia good for men. I don't know about women. You froze up, Reginald. Well, until Reginald unfreeze and Jerry get his communications up and running. But like I said, AJ was blaming his loss on overtraining, and he shouldn't do that. AJ, you acting like a complete fool, like, sore loser, like I said, spoiled child. That's what he acting like. I know y'all can see that, It was a lot of stuff. I didn't want to go in depth about his behavior after the fight, but I never thought, as I always say, I never thought he was all that as in from the jump. He was all right. I mean, I ain't dislike him. He was all right. I always still thought he avoided Wilder. So, that was just my take on it. Anywho, I wanted to say, damn, what they doing to Josh Taylor? I don't like his ass either. You know how she said it on Color Purple? I don't know them either. I don't like his ass either. But he has now vacated his IBF belt. He's down to one belt, y'all. One motherfucking belt. And that's the WBO, which is self-explanatory if you're rolling with Bob Arum, because, you know, the WBO belt might as well be called the Bob Arum belt. And Josh Taylor have given up the WBA, the WBC, and now he's giving up the IBF. And he just got the WBO. And my question is he ducking? Or did the cheating really hurt him in the long run? You know, or is it his affiliation with Daniel Canahan? It's one of those. He done pissed somebody off. Or he gracefully bowing out. But you know what they doing is they trying to give Catterall a reprieve by offering him a rematch now with a motherfucker who don't got no belts, who ain't undisputed. And why is that inviting to Catterall, who beat your ass the first time with all the belts and should have been crowned undisputed? Why in the hell do you want to act like you offering this guy a reprieve by coming to fight you for one damn belt? It don't make sense, y'all. It don't make sense.
Hello?
What's up? You still there?
Yeah, I finally got the signal.
Okay, Jerry. We'll have to build a tower out there on them country roads.
You know, I got one right behind my house, actually, but sometimes because it's so close, it actually will make the signal hard to pick up. What I heard was Josh Taylor is dropping those belts to avoid mandatories so that he can give Catterall a rematch. That's what I heard.
How does that make sense, Jerry? Help us make sense on that one.
Well, a couple reasons. One, he has mandatories for those belts that would prevent him from giving Catterall a rematch. And he said that he's received so much flack from that Catterall fight that's the only fight he wants. But in order to get it, he can't. He would have to fight mandatories first, and it would get in the way. And so he wants to fight Catterall and then move up.
So you really think at the end of that fight, if him and Catterall fight, Catterall gonna feel justified?
I'm sure
him holding one belt.
Yeah, well, one belt is better than no belts. For one, and two, it's another payday. And the reality is, even though I thought Catterall won the fight, what's his name was awarded the victory. So technically, he doesn't have to fight him again. So if he's dropping the belts so that he doesn't have to take mandatories and he can fight Catterall again, well, I commend him for that. Otherwise,
he's so sweet. He's so sweet. I can stab you with a candy cane. Come on, get the fuck out of here, Jerry, with that. Are you sick? Go on, Jerry. I thought you were gonna tell me some real shit. Come on, Jerry. That man Catterall is not gonna be happy fighting him for one belt when he won undisputed.
Yeah, well, the thing is, this is boxing. He didn't get the decision. I've seen tons of fights where guys won and they didn't get the decision, and a lot of times they didn't get a rematch neither. And so, like I said, if he fights him in his next fight, which is what I've heard, is why he dropped the belts, then I got to commend that, because he doesn't have to fight him again. He could just move on and say, fuck it.
Well, Jared.
One belt is better than no belts. Catterall ain't never been a champion.
No. We're not going to diminish that. I don't know. You can, but I
Well,
can't. I don't know
it's
what
just the
y'all think
truth.
in the chat. What y'all think in the chat? I beat your ass for undisputed, and then you gonna do a solid for me by dropping all the belts, and then we gonna fight for one belt. Really? When I think if you worked hard enough, you could have convinced the sanctioning bodies to be like, look, let me get this dude another shot, and then I'll fight all the mandatories you want me to fight. This dude had to go to the police and all kinds of shit, and their parliament talking about it, and they had an investigation. I'm talking about back in England and shit. It was too much. People had to say too much. He don't care about people that much. He a liar and a cheater.
Cheater.
So, yes, Josh Taylor is a cheating ass.
What
Yeah,
what he do?
he's a grimy fighter, Jerry. When
What he
Josh,
do?
well, I'll tell you. You want me
Besides
to
being
tell you?
white.
Oh, Jerry. So look, Jerry, you out of bounds on that one. You
Well,
out of bounds on that one. He is a
I'm
grimy,
going
dirty
upon
ass
the
fighter.
white or
Hey,
Hispanic fighters.
Jerry, I said this a long time ago. So you really out of bounds on that one. You really think that I would just hate on somebody because they white?
I don't know. You seem to bring race into everything. I mean, if
Because
even
race
with
is in
Robert Garcia,
everything, Jerry. Race is in
okay,
everything. I keep telling you that. You don't want
okay,
to believe the America that you live in, but that's you. You can put your blinders on. I ain't got to.
yeah.
I'm
Well,
just
I tell
saying,
you what,
Jerry.
I live a pretty good life. Without that burden. Making hurdles for me. Um, you know, the fact is, the guy dropping the belts. The word is he dropping them so he can avoid the mandatory, so he can fight Catterall and then move up. If he has to fight two mandatories, that's a year out. He wants to move up out of that weight, but he wants to fight Catterall first in order to silence his critics.
Do y'all believe that shit in the chat? Let me know if y'all believe that shit, because that's some bourgeois bullshit right there. I don't believe it. Jerry, I ain't
Well, I
saying you
mean,
can't, but
he,
I don't believe it. I don't think he that nice.
well, he could just tell Catterall, fuck you. I'm not fighting
Might
you
as
again.
well. He basically telling them that, because that's how I would
Well,
take it, nigga. I beat you for 4 belts and you gonna give them up, and then you want to fight me for one? What the fuck kind of consolation prize is that? Hell no, I'm mad because I ain't make undisputed.
yeah, but
That's
that's
like,
already done. But that's already water under the bridge. So fighting for one belt and being a champion, which he's never been, is better than fighting for no belts.
Jerry, not to people, not to everybody. That ain't how people feel all the time, Jerry. You're not gonna take what I rightfully earned and then give me a consolation prize of 1 belt. Telling me you doing me a solid. You ain't doing shit. You running from something. This is
Oh,
lying
really?
ass.
I mean, you
General
you you
Big
you
Fish
got
is
your
in
mind
the
made up.
building. What's poppin', King? He said, Miss T, what's up? What you say, Jerry?
Well, it just sounds like you got a bias. You got your mind made up that there's something underhanded going on. Me, I don't look at it like that until I see reason to believe that. If he fights him next, then he should be commended because he doesn't have to fight him at all. He could just move up and say, "You're not getting no title shot, not for one, not for none. You're
You
not
might
getting a
as well,
chance.
Jerry.
You're not getting a chance at redemption, nor are you getting another payday. I'm just going to move on because he was called the winner. Like I said, I thought he lost. Most people thought he lost that fight. But he didn't judge the fight. I done seen plenty of fighters get gift decisions. That happens in boxing. It's the tragic truth about boxing. You was asking a minute ago, how did Wilder maintain that high ranking? And it's like I tell you, the rankings are bought and paid for. That's how he retained it. He ain't the first guy to have a high ranking and coming off losses or stuff like that. Happens all the time.
Reginald
Uh,
said Josh is a beast, Miss T. Yeah, he a beast ass cheating master too. He's a cheater, in my opinion. But
but
Jerry,
how?
he don't have to be white for me to call him that. Because the way I seen this man hit people on purpose in the back of their head. What the hell you call that? How many people got to be in comatose or fucked up from getting hit in the back of the head before we realize that ain't what you're supposed to do, and it's against the rule? You have a blatant disregard for human life. I don't like people like that. And I don't care what color you are. If you like that, you like that. I don't like you. But Jerry, you act like I can't never criticize a white person. What you on some white supremacy shit? See how that
No,
sounds, Jerry?
I've yet to hear you talk about a white fighter you do like, or a Hispanic fighter.
What was I saying about Usyk? What the hell is
Oh,
you talking about, Jerry?
okay, yeah, Usyk. I guess that's the exception.
You hear me talk about black fighters too, Jerry, that I don't like. You hear me talk about Mexican fighters that I like and Mexican fighters I don't like. What did you talk about, Jerry?
Yeah, we're probably never going to see eye to eye on it because I hear you bring up race all the time. I keep hearing you bringing up about Garcia, and it's like you're pissed AJ didn't hire a black trainer and he hired a Hispanic
Jerry,
trainer.
you wrote that story all in your head. I simply said, yes, you are. Garcia is not pressed for black people. Then you gonna tell me he is? Everybody in the chat.
How do you know that?
Garcia is pressed for black people. Please comment or get on the link. Robert Garcia do not give a care about no black people.
Like how do you know that? Why do you just assume that?
But listen to what I say. I didn't say he was racist. How do I know that? Because he don't never fuck with him. What the fuck?
Because he's a Hispanic guy and he has Hispanic fighters in his gym. I mean, that makes him.
He don't got no black fighters. He ain't got hardly no white fighters. So what you talking about, Jerry? He got all Mexican
with black and Hispanic fighters in the past, and currently just work with AJ.
I only see him fuck with Mexicans, and there's black. And I said this yesterday. I also know that there's black trainers who you only really see fuck with black fighters. It is not a racist thing, Jerry. You act like white people can't get criticized. You don't have a problem when I criticize black people, though. You don't have no problems with that. That's okay.
So no, that's not true. No, that's not true.
I never heard you give me pushback for that. And I criticize a lot of black people on here.
Just last night, you were criticizing AJ, and I had AJ's back, as did the other caller.
But you never give me pushback when I criticize black fighters. You think because I'm black, I can only criticize black? I'm an equal opportunity criticizer. I'll criticize anybody. I don't care their color.
Is AJ not black?
Yeah, AJ is black. You didn't give me no pushback from it, though.
Sure I did. Sure I did.
You get hot under the collar when I talk about somebody white and Mexican, Jerry.
No, I just hate to hear the race. I just hate to hear the race card being brought up in almost every scenario. It's almost like
every scenario, Jerry. Race is a part of our fabric.
When you look,
I was given this word, I didn't make it.
When you look for it, you're gonna find it. Mm-hmm. If you constantly think that race is the motivating factor, you're going to convince yourself that that's what it is. If you look at every situation and first think, how did race play into this? Then you're gonna find something that you're looking for. I don't look at it like that. If there's racism there, I'll call it out and I'll fight right next to anybody against it when it's real and it's obvious. But to just assume is not fair.
That's why your name is Jerry and my name is Steve. I see the world through a different lens.
You sure do.
What's that? Great News Sartors is in the building. What's Papa King? He said, that's good, Jerry. You don't have to use race in anything you say or do because that's not your life. But on the other hand, it is our life, period. 80% of the time. Yeah, we can't escape it. So I don't know what you want me to do. It's always thrown in my face every day. So trust me, I know if I was racist or not.
Every day, someone treats you with racism, and you're telling me honestly that's the truth.
Jerry, you gotta stop writing scripts. I said race is thrown in my face every day. I have to deal with it. You are not black. You cannot say it either way.
You don't have to be black to be discriminated against.
How can I help you with this?
You don't have to be black to be discriminated against.
With that, Jerry. I'm sorry. I just can't help you with it. You will never know because you're not black and you don't know how it is to walk in this country as a black person. You just don't know.
Right.
Sorry, I ain't racist. I'm an equal opportunity employer.
Mm-hmm.
But I can look at Robert Garcia and tell he only hang with Mexicans. And I said there's nothing wrong with that. That's
And you
his
can look
choice.
at him and just assume that. Do you realize how racist that is to just assume based on the fact that
No,
he's Hispanic and looking at him and he has a Hispanic family and
I'm
mostly
looking
Hispanic
at
fighters?
the fact that he trains only Mexicans that I see.
He's trained black and Hispanic
Who?
fighters.
Who he trained that was
Well,
black
I
other than
Google
AJ?
it for you. I mean,
Or
mostly they're
somebody with
Hispanic.
money? Who did he bring up from the mud that's black or white or something else? Nobody. Who, Jared? Name him.
Well, I'll Google it right quick because
We
I
gotta
know I've seen
Google it,
him.
huh? It should be just
Yeah, I do.
self-explanatory.
Well, it should be self-explanatory not to assume someone's racist because they
I didn't, but
are
see,
a lot.
again, you're writing the script, Jerry. I never said Robert Garcia is racist. You're saying
No,
it because
no,
that's how you
right.
take it. You
Well,
don't want to
because that's
take
how
what
you're
a
framing
person
it.
say with the words they actually use. I said
Right.
he doesn't. I don't think he cares for dealing with no black folks. He did with AJ because AJ got them paper. If AJ didn't have the money that he had and garnish the money that he did or will or could do, Robert Garcia would never have taken him on. You gonna tell me I'm wrong? Because
I
he
don't know.
did
You,
this.
you seem to
Because
have
he
a
did
crystal
this
ball.
what
You,
other
you
time?
seem to know. You seem to know things
Name
that
me
are
a time that he does this. I can say that about Floyd Mayweather Sr. because he trained Oscar, didn't he? And Floyd
Of
Mayweather
course you do.
Sr. trained a lot of people. He don't care what color you are. I can say that about him. You can say that
Yeah,
about
well,
other trainers too.
Oscar had money, right? Just like AJ. What other white fighter or Hispanic fighter did Floyd Senior train? Since we
Dude, I
going
got a video that of a guy that works with Floyd Mayweather Sr. and he's Mexican. When I first started my channel, I went to the Mayweather gym back in October and I met this guy and I posted it on one of my videos. Him and the guy Mike Livingston, who actually came in and did an interview. This guy is up and coming, Mexican, worked with Floyd Sr. He got no damn money, but he worked with Floyd Sr. Oscar, we know
yeah,
Oscar did.
of course, because if you look at the PBC, Bob Arum, Oscar De La Hoya, Eddie Hearn, every one of them having their stables black fighters, Latin fighters,
And
Hispanic
Robert,
fighters. They Robert just worked with AJ just over the weekend.
yeah, because in boxing,
Okay,
it's
they
a
all
long
have
goddamn time. Because
they
he was
got
boxing as
Asian
early
fighters,
as Floyd was.
Brazilian fighters. They got fighters of all nationalities almost, all the promoters and the trainers. They work typically with the guys who can pay them the most, whether it's Floyd Senior, Freddie Roach, Robert Garcia. They're going to work with the guys. Those top trainers are going to work with the guys that pay them the most.
But Jerry, I tell you what, when you can tell me what I'm saying is wrong, other than feelings, because Robert Garcia doesn't work with black fighters. Never seen it. But when you show me other than AJ, then I guess I'm gonna have to stand corrected. And I'll say it. I don't mind saying I stand corrected. If Robert Garcia has ever worked with other fighters other than Mexicans, I stand corrected. Reginald say Garcia is a racist Mexican trainer. I ain't the only one to think that he don't care to participate with black fighters. I mean, it's his choice. I ain't mad at him. Shit, I'll break bread with him. I'll talk to him and shit. But he don't fuck with black people that much. And that's his choice. What's wrong with saying that? You can't be sensitive about everything, Jerry. If I say you're a racist, I don't have no problem saying that. And I don't even like, we can't, I heard that you can't really be saying that on your channel anyway, the word racist or whatever. So that's it. That's all. That's the last time I'm gonna say that word. We call it the big R. How about that, Jerry? Is that fair? Because in YouTube, I heard you're not supposed to really say that. I don't know how true that is, but I heard it enough. Well, I'm gonna hear to that. We'll call it the big R. Great News Sartre said, "Man, go to sleep, Jerry, and stop speaking on shit you don't know nothing about." Jared fell out. he He said, "Hey, Garcia think Mexican and black are at war with each other, but it's not. Black fight run boxing for over 100 years." GBP is racist promotion company too. Who is GBP? Is that his promotional company? Jared don't like to hear that. Jared, look, Jared, if I thought something was wrong with you, I wouldn't even entertain you on the show, Jared. But you can't get mad. I know you're listening. Don't get mad at what people see. This is what they see. I didn't say nothing wrong. I didn't call him the big R. I said he don't particularly fuck with black folks. I see this. The whole world see this. Now, so I can ask the question, what made him fuck with AJ? Could it be all those zeros he got in his bank account? Garcia may, if trainers get 10% of your cut from your pay, 10% of $75 million is what, y'all? That's a come up. You think that's the only money that Robert charged him? Before the fight, Robert had to charge him something. We can at least say he probably made a cool $8 million, $8 to $10 million off of fucking with AJ. Shit, I'll fuck with you too. Even if I don't fuck with a certain group, I'll fuck with you too if that's what I'm gonna make. He don't. You can't say nobody but Robert Garcia. I mean AJ that Robert ever messed with. Can't say nobody, and it's totally fine here at Boxing Fans Talk TV. If that's his choice, I don't have a problem with it. If I met him, I would say, "Hey, Robert, how you doing?" If he shook my hand and gave me an autograph, I would take it. I don't got a problem with it. I never said he was the big R. He preferred hanging with his own and dealing with his own, which makes him look exclusive. What you want me to say? I don't see that. Reginald said, "Laugh out loud, Golden Boy promotion." Chair said, "Well, they not running things now." Well, say it, Jerry. That's what I see. You can't make me see it. I can't look at Robert and say, you are equal opportunity. You have white fighters and black fighters. You might even have white fighters. But we know his brother think he white, so maybe the whole family be feeling that way. But I don't ever see black fighters in his repertoire or in his arsenal or in his gym unless they there for sparring or some shit. Ain't on the payroll. That's what I see. Now, if he want me to see something different, he'll do something different. But he ain't got to prove shit to me. That's what I see. Anywho, in other news, Usyk said Joshua bullied his teammates. He grabbed them belts off him. We all saw that when he grabbed them belts and tossed them over the side of the ropes to the ground or to the table over there, like he threw them away like they was trash. Usyk gave him that side-eye look like, what you... This dude right here. That's how Usyk looked at him like, this motherfucker right here. AJ lost his complete mind. I didn't even talk about that yesterday. He showed bad sportsmanship. Usyk beat him fair and square twice. And AJ lost it. But that's what I mean by putting that cart before the horse or putting 100 on 10. When you do that, you setting that person up for failure. Because they can't, when the truth come out, truth meaning you face somebody that really is the goods, you can't handle it. He was even saying shit like, I won, I'm the best or whatever. I don't go 12 rounds. I mean, he was throwing a grown man tantrum for the world to see. Ain't that crazy? Reginald said, "Big Jared, we got the most belts now in boxing, dude." Jared know I'm right. Jared here's, listen, Jared, one day you'll get to that point. Maybe not. I ain't here to change you, Jared. But I just feel like when you come around different people, there's things that I know that's going to happen when I'm around certain groups of people. And I just accept it. You know, it don't have to be normal for me. If it's normal for them, it's normal for them. You know, if it's normal for Robert to prefer to hang around nothing but Mexicans and train Mexicans, that's what he want to do. I don't have a problem with it. That don't make him a big R for me. It has to be more substantial uh reasonings, but would I keep my guard up around people like that? Hell yeah. You want me to disregard what I know and what has kept me and a lot of people in my family or people we know safe, you know, and being aware of our surroundings. You want us to disregard it and look at it through rose colored glasses that you see. And you only see it because of who you are. You're not walking in my shoes at all. It's like I wouldn't dare stand up there and try to tell you nothing about being a man, Jared, because I never was a man. And I'm not walking in your shoes. You know, just like vice versa. You can't tell me nothing about being a woman, and you should not give up what you know and what you experience and what you've seen in life just to go by my rose colored glasses or whatever. The same thing about being a black person in this world. I see the world for what it is to me. I can't see it what it is to you. So if I want to call somebody the big R, I'll just say it. No hesitation. And you see me talk real critical about a lot of fighters like Charlos. I mean, I don't know how critical I could be. You hear me talk about Ryan, but you only come to the aid and rescue. You only feel sensitive when it's somebody outside of black. Sorry, I'm going to criticize everybody equally. That's the way it's going to be, Jerry. Reginald Peters said Fury Days is number, and the Big Baby Millers is his next heavyweight champion. I don't know about that, Reginald. Big Jerry, let have health debate, bro. Let's have a healthy debate. Just on facts with Robert Garcia and Golden Boy Promotion. I think Robert saw money. What y'all think? I really do think Robert saw the payday. The payday. He saw it. I don't blame him. I would have seen it. Ray Charles can see it. I would have saw it and said, yeah, AJ, come on over here. Let me show you something. I just damn show my fire marshal Bill voice. Let me show you something. And got a big old come up. But I can't use $7.5 million. Hell yeah, I would have took him down on as a client. Jared said both heavyweight champion White, cruiserweight champions with I guess you're saying with light heavyweight, White 168 Mexican, only unified middleweight champion Golovkin, White 140 champion Taylor, White. What else you got? Jerry, you sounding like a racist now. Y'all comparing colors? Reginald say yes, cash out on AJ. Back to Mundo. Now Usyk saying AJ was bullying even after the ring. He was bullying his teammates and shit in the back before the post press conference. You know, AJ just couldn't appreciate, to me, in the end of the day, the opportunity that he's been given all this time and appreciate the moment. And he proved himself to be a sore loser, which is not cool. But, you know, if people would have been telling him the truth all along, maybe he wouldn't have been a sore loser. If he had a touch of reality, maybe he wouldn't have been a sore loser. I can tell you right now, and I haven't coached boxing longer than anybody else. I've been a coach, and you know, when we got in the pandemic, all of that kind of fell to the side, and I wasn't coaching long before that happened. And I can tell you right now, the number one thing you gotta have as a boxer, I don't care how good your hands is and all this stuff, I personally couldn't have that much faith in you. Anything can happen though. Everybody who step in that ring has a chance. But I couldn't put that much faith in you if you don't have leg movement and footwork. I already know. Then my second thing is the stance. Because I can tell you, I don't care what type of discipline of combat sports or combative anything that you do, it all begins with the stance. It really does. Even in karate, it's about your stance. And if you can't do those two things, you got no business getting up in the ring. Now, you got some people that can't really move their legs that good, like a AJ, a Canelo. Canelo actually moved his waist very good, though. Maybe because he's smaller. But AJ, them legs, that footwork, Oh, you said you're talking to Reggie. He started that shit. Okay, y'all stop that. Reginald said, laugh out loud, Jerry. Now pull up all that black champions. Charlo Earl got 7 belts out the gate. Y'all stop that. Don't get Jerry started, Reginald. You stop that. It doesn't matter what color you are. If you're a fighter, if you put it all in the ring and you do your best and you deserve to win because you did the work, that's who needs to go home with the victory. That's just how I feel. And we're gonna call shit the way it is. Mm-hmm. He said Devin got 4. That's 11 belts. Oh my God. Okay, Queen. Yeah, y'all saw that. I'm getting Jared cooked up. Because we know. We know we like all fighters. Usyk is the truth. When it comes to heavyweights, he got me believing in him. I love his humbleness. Like humbleness meaning how he humble to himself. He don't have to be humble to us in the world. It's how he's humbling himself. In his mind, he know he the goods, but he's figured out a way to make himself stay hungry by staying mentally in the box from whence he came. Maybe he harkens back to his childhood when maybe he didn't have much growing up, or maybe things were hard where he came from. And he keeps himself in that state of mind, like he won't let himself forget it. And he attributes this to his success in boxing. Basically saying he won't let himself get the big head. He's not a prima donna. That's another endearing quality that I like about Usyk. And he got patience. And nerves of steel. These are other qualities that he got that I like about Usyk. And because anybody else could have snapped, take my belts out of my trainer's hand and then throw them off the side like they trash. They were mine. It ain't like Joshua just gave him the belts. It was Usyk belts when they started that fight this past Saturday night. And Usyk, kept his belts. And Joshua lost it. But if they would have been moving Joshua like they should have and put him in with some real dudes all along, maybe he wouldn't allow himself to think he was King Dingling. Reginald said, I'm a big fan of Jerry and his wife. It's so funny and nice too. What's up, Bo? What you got on it?
What's up, Miss T?
Hey. Yeah, Jerry slipped out the ring.
Oh, he came on?
Yeah, he got mad because I made a statement about Robert Garcia does not really fuck with black folks. Maybe I should have said it nicer. Like, he really don't waste his time with black folks. He only really trained Mexicans, and I don't know why AJ went to him in the first place. But the reason why I'm on AJ about going to him, AJ could have went to Rodney Shields. He could have went to Derek James. He could have went to anybody. I still say, AJ, it was never the trainer. It's you. And correct me if I'm wrong, AJ's trainer, his original trainer was a white guy, right?
Right. Robin McCracken.
Yeah, so it wasn't about the trainer for AJ, it was him. I don't think Robert Garcia taught him how to stand his ground or box the way he boxed that night. AJ is an Olympian. Of course he know how to box. AJ let that shit get away from him. He too fucking muscular.
Yeah,
and he get in the ring with lean people.
I don't think Robert Garcia is a bad trainer for him. And here's why. There was some improvements in this fight. I mean, he was going to the body a lot. Looked like he was applying some pressure. I mean, I don't know about the whole Robert Garcia not messing with black folks. I'm not too familiar with that. I mean, of course, he trains a lot of Mexicans because that's pretty much where he's at. Where a lot of Mexicans.
That's his choice, though, right?
Nah, I mean, if a black
that's
person,
his choice. I'm saying that's Robert's choice. If that's all he wanted, I didn't say he was the big R. Like Jerry here shit. He be thinking people saying the big R. I don't want to say that word no more.
Oh, I mean,
but
Jerry.
That's not
Jerry passionate about everything. If it's but no, I don't think Robert Garcia is it's just that the area you in, if it's majority brown people is majority brown people, majority black people is majority black people, and everything else. I think Robert Garcia is a hell of a trainer. He got his own unique style. You're right. He could have went to any trainer, but I mean, now as far as Ronnie Shields, I'm upset with Ronnie Shields. A couple of his fighters been looking bad lately. I don't know what's going on because Hergovich look pretty terrible that night. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I look at it like this: you're not going to make fast, quick adjustments in one fight or one training camp with one guy. I think a lot of people spend more time taking away from AJ than just adding it to Usyk. Usyk did his job. Usyk is he's an excellent fighter in my eyes. He the one, he adjusted, he turned up the pace on him after the ninth round, because that was AJ went off on him in the ninth round. After that, in the 10th round, Usyk went off on him. He turned the pace up. So it was just something that AJ could not keep up with. And like you say, that being too muscular does play a role, because that's a lot of oxygen that your body needs when you looking like a bodybuilder and stuff like that. So, but he did a good job. I mean,
he did a good job, Bo. All I was saying was Robert. It was not a hit against Robert. AJ could have went to Rodney Shields, and I would say the same thing, or Barry Hunter, and I would say the same thing.
Right.
I don't think I can see over the years the fighters that Robert Garcia trains, they're all Mexicans. Maybe I've seen him train one fighter that was white or something. But then you got his brother who think he's a white man. So, I don't know how that whole family think. I mean, they got the same parents. They grew up the same way. How do your brother, dark as he is, think that he was a white man? But I'm just saying, it's not the big R for me to say. It's not a stretch for me to say. I don't understand why would you pick him? Somebody can say that about Barry Hunter. Barry Hunter is right there in the smack of DC, Baltimore area, whatever, wherever, DC area. And it ain't nothing but some black folks walking up in his gym.
Correct.
And somebody could say that about him. It don't make him the big R. But Jerry hears stuff like that and he run off with a tangent.
Yeah, he just get defensive.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that. I know he's listening, so I'm trying to be clear to him. I'm not saying that. But if you got a person who favors one group, or they just more comfortable with their own group, which ain't nothing wrong with that. Hear me out. There's nothing wrong with that.
And a lot of
I don't know how you, as an outsider of that group, go parlay with them.
A lot of times it all depends on where you living at and everything else, in the area where people grow up at. Of course, they're going, like I said earlier, the majority of people, where they grow up at is they're going to train, where they're going to train. And only people that have been successful in boxing can move around from trainer to trainer as far as living life, they live in a certain spot and they want to train, they got that type of money, whereas though they could travel to that spot, they'll do that. But a lot of times, these fighters that's trying to make a name for themselves, they only training in spots where they grew up at. So, like you said, in a DMV area, there's a lot of black folks out there.
So no harm, no foul against Robert. He just wouldn't. I put myself. I'm a black fighter, right? I'm looking for a trainer. I'm not gonna pick him. I don't see that he diverse. He has a diversified portfolio. Not because as a black person, that is. When I tell Jerry when we say stuff like, as a black person, this country don't let you forget you black. You deal with this shit every day. And so as a black person, it behooves me to be aware of my surroundings and who I'm trying to parlay with, hang around. If I can see for over a decade that this person don't really parlay with black folks, I'm not going to insert myself into that. You understand? But shout out to Robert Garcia. He saw a good payday. I ain't mad at him. If it was me, if AJ would have came to you, Bo, and when you take the fight, being that look, his paycheck was $75 million. Robert got 10% of that. Plus whatever Robert charged him before they even fought to be his.
Well,
trainer.
To my understanding, because you're a coach, right, Miss T?
Yeah.
So to my understanding, fighters like that, right? They have had coaches, right? And they live somewhere else. 9 times out of 10, they have their own set of coaches of where they live at. And then when it comes to like a big time fight or something like that, all they could do is take whatever information that, like a Robert Garcia probably gave him like a list of instructions to work on while he's in the UK. And then when he finally meets up with that person, then he wants to see what have you learned so far. To my understanding, that's how it usually goes, right?
Yeah. I mean, in a sense, if you don't, a lot of boxers start off poor, right?
Right.
So you go with your local neighborhoods. Your local neighborhoods resemble you most of the time. I happen to live somewhere where it's a mixture. So I can't say that where I'm at, but it's in my local neighborhood. But it's a mixture of us because I live in a military like community.
Right.
So it's a mixture. And we got poor sections over here as well-to-do, or I ain't gonna say rich or wealthy, but I mean, I live in a big house, but I ain't rich by no means. But you know what I mean.
You must got that AJ percentage.
Before I retired, I went on ahead and got me my crib bowler. You know that cap that they give us.
Yeah.
Buying a house. I did that before I retired, so I got me a nice size, house. It don't make me rich. I done brought family members because we grew up poor. Most of my family, and I done brought family members down here to be like marveled at my house and the size. But I know for a fact I ain't rich, but and I didn't put it this way. I got 3,000 square feet. That's big, right?
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
I ain't mess with you yet. I only got 2,300.
And that's big. Because one house I lived in, I used to rent, was 1745, and that shit was big. So 3,000 square feet is pretty big. Ask me how much I paid for it though.
Sure, in the South, it's pretty cheap, right?
Under 2.
Oh wow.
That's Georgia for you.
Damn.
See what I'm saying? Then they messed around and they added something. I don't live too far from the base, but they added something to the base. And we got a lot of people, highfalutin people from Maryland that moved down here. All over this place. Cause when I moved down here, I didn't even see apartment buildings. It was everybody had a house. It doesn't matter if your house was big and highfalutin or your house was a raggedy shack. Everybody had houses. I rarely ever saw apartment buildings. This is the first place I ever been, but everybody got a house.
Yeah.
So It was customary, so of course I got the house I wanted. But what I'm saying is, in my neighborhood, it's a mixture. It's a mixture because now they got apartment buildings and stuff. They've been growing and growing. We never really had the recession, so we get a mixture at the boxing gyms or the local gyms around here. And so, yes, to go back to your question, yeah, that's how it starts. Now, if you're a person like Mayweather, you don't have to worry about certain things that me and you have to worry about because he's Money Mayweather. He's known. He's an icon. He's a billionaire. He's not going to go into the problems that we have. You know, I love the story that Oprah said one day. Oprah was doing the show, and this is the height of her career. She was making that bank. She's still making that bank. But Oprah was probably a billionaire then. And she said she went somewhere and they treated her like a wet food stamp, like they do us, like they do all of us. She was telling us her experience, and we all just sitting here, and all the black people are sitting here like, yeah, that's normal. That's what we go through every day. It don't mean just because we conditioned to it that we like it, but it's just that we was given this world, we didn't make it, in my Tupac voice, right? So when the people realized who she was, oh, how quickly things change. So that's how I'm looking at it with AJ. AJ is known in the boxing world. Even if he ain't known countrywide, and a lot of people know AJ. But even if he wasn't known through the casuals and whoever else, he known in the boxing world. And Robert Garcia is in the boxing world. So Robert ain't gonna mess up tarnish his reputation and his shit just by, treating AJ dirty or something like that. He wouldn't do that. But AJ got that paper to command that respect and that fairness. Without the paper, you think really Robert gonna bring him in off the street and try to train him from the mud? Based on what? When have we ever seen Robert do that? He's not gonna do it, and ain't nothing wrong with that. Robert has a choice to train who he like. He's not an inclusive trainer to me, and he has a right to be. Like I said, somebody could say that about Barry Hunter. I don't put the big R jacket on them though for that. That's all I was saying. Here's my 2 cents. Andrew Charles, welcome to the building. Was Papa King? He said, "It's my understanding AJ met with multiple camps for making his decision to go with Garcia. He did make the choice randomly, is what I'm saying." Yeah, he didn't. He picked who he wanted, but again, AJ got that money to command that respect. I'm trying to think of somebody that we all know. Think of somebody we all know, that's in boxing now that probably couldn't command that type of respect or probably wouldn't make that kind of move because they ain't got the paper to do no shit like that or have people take him seriously or want to bring him in the fold. Like Robert could have scooped up a lot of the Olympians. A lot of trainers do that. A lot of
but it also depends. It also depends on the fighters too. If they don't want to train with that guy, they don't want to train. And that's another thing too. Some fighters don't feel comfortable. Like you said, maybe it could be an inclusive thing. Some fighters could feel the same way. They're like, well, shoot, like I'm gonna feel comfortable with this guy, or I'm gonna feel comfortable with that guy, or maybe that style just not for me.
Right.
So it's a lot of different variables when it comes.
It is, and that's okay. That's why I'm not putting, like I said, I ain't putting no bad jacket on Robert. I know I'll sit there and break bread with Robert. I'll take his autograph if he gave it to me. I'll take a picture with him. But I know he's not inclusive. I mean, what is he comes off exclusive, and I can only go by what I see. If time you pulling up with a fighter, and you only have one group that you seem like you train, it's never a far stretch for me to say that's Joe Stilo.
I seen a couple of from some old videos. He had a couple of black fighters in his training camp. Like I seen that before from him. He had like a cruiserweight at one point. I don't remember who this dude was, but I saw it on one of those videos I think it was like an Ellie Setback video or something like that. He had like
I think I've seen black people in his gyms and stuff, but they were
Yeah.
sparring partners. I've never seen it, but if and Robert Garcia, if that's not you, if I didn't describe you right, then I stand correct. Got a problem with saying that. I'm not saying he the big R. Not putting him down in no way, shape, or form. I'm just saying, me as a black person, when I see that, that's not gonna be a choice that I pick. And I don't like Freddie Roach. I don't think he all that. But Freddie Roach will train anybody, probably after the money. But his favorite is Pacquiao. No problem. But he will train others.
Yeah, I mean, every coach got their signature fighter. And this is the thing. If I was a fighter, just because somebody got a signature fighter, I want to be so quick to run over there and be like, oh, I want to train him because he got Canelo. Or I want to train with him because he got Floyd. I don't want, I want to do that because you're hurting yourself, At the end of the day, if these guys going to get way more attention than you. So if I was them trying to make a name for myself, I would just stick with the damn trainers that was with me from the beginning.
I would try to bring somebody up from the mud. I don't care if they white, black, yellow, or purple. I could care less. If they the truth, if they the business shit, roll with me. I'm rolling with you. Reginald Peters say Mexican race is loyal to that boxing race. That's cool. They can be that. AJ is not from the U.S., so he don't know the real truth. Yeah, a lot of people that's not from the U.S. can understand the dynamic of the races here. Because, we live it every day. So I can't look at it through somebody else's eyes. I look at it through the eyes that I'm living. AJ need Ann Wolf. Yes, that would have been a good one too.
I don't even think
the same house
anymore.
Yeah, I think she'd have ran his ass to death.
Yeah, but I don't even think she's a trainer anymore, is she?
She may be, but I don't think. Listen, being that she a woman and she tough, she proven herself. But she's a woman, and a lot of guys they don't want that. Now they could take Ann when they on the up, up and coming when they young, but and they ain't got a whole lot. But as soon as they start getting a little shine, they'll drop her. And maybe Ann feel like, I'm tired of that shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm good enough to get you started, but you won't take me for the ride. Because all it could be a mediocre trainer, dude, or whatever. Somebody who not even a real trainer be like, man, don't listen to that woman. Don't you know how easy it is to dismiss a woman, especially in the sport where men feel like it's their sport. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Now I have seen a couple of women training dudes as of late. They're not known.
You said somebody who do you see?
I don't remember. I was watching boxing not too long ago. They had a woman trainer in the corner. She was straight up coaching them.
It's possible, y'all. It doesn't take genitalia to train. It's not a man or woman thing,
right? Some people. As long as these fighters don't have too big of an ego, whereas though they gonna try to dismiss her, because at the end of the day, if they gonna dismiss her, they gonna dismiss the dude too. So,
because what's that dude she was training with? What was his name?
Was it James Kirkland?
Yeah, he was the goods when he was with her. He left her. He want the goods.
Yeah, so I'm just saying. I guess she used to work his ass to death.
Yes, she do. Motherfucker, let me tell you, you been in the military. We got drill sergeants that's what we call them company commanders. Company commanders that's motherfucking females. They work the shit out your ass.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, don't take genitalia, y'all. Reginald Peters said that same house in California or New York is 1.5 million. What? Hell no. I'm in the right state. She was overseas and his wanted 40,000 K purse, but the lady said you can't afford that bags. He had 1.2 billion in the bank. Who you talking about? You said she was overseas, and I guess you meant he wanted 40K purse, but the lady said you can't afford the bags. Oh, you talking about Oprah? And she had 1.2 billion in the bank. Yeah, this is how they treated Oprah. America taught the world how to be this racist shit. And then overseas, they got it twisted a little bit. They don't understand, like you said, they don't understand the dynamic. Reginald said the truth. I was upset at Sugar Hill Stewart and he trained Fury to KO Wilder.
Oh, come on, man.
I don't like Sugar Hill neither.
You don't like because of that?
I think he's a liar. He was on what show was he on? He was on Barbershop Conversation, and Drew Titan came in there and was talking to him. He was fumbling over his shit. He just seemed like a sneaky lying type person. I could be wrong.
I tell you what, I didn't like the fact that Drew Titan came on there and made a statement of, I wish you and your family would have blown up and died in the car. Like, that's some old sucker shit right there.
But he said that with that interview?
He said that to Sugar Hill.
Oh, shit. I missed that
in that same video. Ooh. I wish y'all, your car crash and blow up in a car or something. Like him and his family. Like, based on because he trained Fury to beat Wilder ass.
Oh, I must have missed that part. I might have been on the bathroom break.
Yeah, I didn't appreciate that whatsoever. I said, man, here it is. Here's you got a black man threatening another black man because the white man beat the black man. Like to me, that was the most sucker shit. Because at the end of the day, it's like it's boxing at the end of the day. How you gonna threaten Sugar Hill Stewart, but you don't threaten Deontay Wilder's trainer, the white dude over there, for putting out a poor performance. I mean, you shouldn't be threatening nobody anyway, but I just thought that was just some old sucker ass shit.
I know I ain't hear that, but I ain't doubting you. I ain't hear it. My bad. I ain't hear that part. Reginald Peters said, Miss T, play that TV show. Reginald keep me on point. And a word from our sponsor. Thank you, Reginald. You be keeping me on point. Did you read that, Bo?
Nah, what it say?
Oh, man, I'm playing it one more time. Look, y'all got to read it now. Hold on. See that?
I don't get it, though. Like, what is he trying to say?
When I get 1,200 subscribers, I'm giving away that 55-inch Samsung Smart TV.
Oh, wow.
I'm mailing it to any place in the 48 states. Alaska and Hawaii not included. U.S. territories not included. FPO, APO, or whatever, and all those not included. Now, if you're clever, you know somebody in the 48, and I'll mail it to them, and they can mail it to you.
They want that TV bad.
Yeah, it's right downstairs. It's brand new and never taken out the box. Remember, I was giving a raffle away during Christmas. Nobody won it.
Oh, okay.
I still have it. That's how long ago I bought it. I never took it out the box. It's still locked up, brand new TV.
Yeah, I had bought a brand new TV for my daughter last year. It's still in the box.
What's she waiting on?
Well, I ain't put it in a room yet. She was going to school and stuff. I'm like, I'm not gonna put a TV in a room while she's going to school.
Get that baby that TV.
No, because my thing, I mean, I'm gonna eventually put it in there. I just don't want it when I be like, hey, it's time to go to bed. Next thing you know, she go to bed, she watching TV.
Dude, she'd rather her to be watching that than to be on that damn phone. That's what I do. That's what I used to do. Girl, give me that damn phone. I don't know who you talk to at night. But you can flip these channels and watch whatever you want to watch. As long as look, my daughter, she straight did the untraditional. But what can you say when they bring honor roll? What can you say? Ain't nothing I can say.
Ain't nothing you can say.
Yeah, I do believe in going to bed at a decent hour, like 7:38, 9 o'clock, 2 nights. The honey was bringing me honor roll, so what I'm gonna tell her? What's the reason for doing it? However her method is, this is what she able to do with that. I ain't got nothing to say. That girl sleep with the TV on and everything. But again, like this last semester, straight A's. Like, God damn. Made the dean's list and everything. Ain't do nothing but be proud. Hey, but Bo, what you think about Josh Taylor giving up all? He done gave up another belt, the IBF.
I mean, at the end of the day, he's trying to right his wrong with the fight he had with Catterall. Now, originally, when this all went down, the um the sanctioning bodies messed that up because they was fighting on who was supposed to be take presidents over one another, and all that stuff just kind of fell apart from then and there. But he's still the lineal champion. So at the end of the day, if he beats Catterall, he's still the man to beat in the division. But
But
if
you
not,
do you really think that that's a consolation prize for Catterall? Catterall won that fight, and he would have been undisputed. And just so he can get a fight with Catterall, he's gonna drop all the belts and give him a rematch. Because yes, Catterall, after all, was only fighting just to be fighting them. Or was he fighting for them belts?
yeah, he was fighting for the belts. He was a WBO mandatory, and I guess he just trying to right that wrong with him. Now, yeah, it's I don't really like these sanctioning bodies the way they do their thing. So I mean, I just give him props on rematching Catterall, and I thought Catterall won that fight too.
Yeah, I feel like it's more to that story. And me personally, I'm not Catterall. Maybe Catterall takes the fight. I wouldn't want it. I mean, I wanted the fucking belts. If you gonna do me a solid, then do me a solid and fight me with them belts. Now they saying like it's impossible. I haven't heard this come from nobody, but I guess that's the spin people gonna put on it. Like it's impossible for him to say, "Yo, can y'all give me 1 second just to rematch this dude?" So we could, because if Josh would have had won and Catterall had a rematch clause, we would have had to wait for it anyway before he could have moved on to mandatories. So if he really about just doing a solid for the old boy, he couldn't have argued that point. They wasn't listening. You think the sanctioning body was like, no, 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 no. You fight somebody else, a mandatory or else. They wouldn't have cared if he'd have been like, let me do this dude a solid and give him a
Nah,
rematch.
I think they did him dirty, and Josh Taylor's not a big name, so if he was somebody like a Canelo, they would have let him kept all those damn belts. If he was somebody that was popular, they'd have let him kept the belts because we know there are fighters who hasn't satisfied a mandatory in years, and they still got the belt. Ain't nobody stripped them of the titles or nothing. But when you are less known like Josh Taylor, they could do whatever. They could be like, all right, well, shit, you ain't making money like that anyway.
And do you think Josh Taylor is a dirty, grimy fighter? Being a cheater, so to speak?
I mean, he's a little dirty in some ways, but I mean, a lot of fighters are dirty in some ways. But if you could get away with it, then it's nothing we could really do about that.
I don't mind the occasional elbow. You know how they real good fighters or great fighters perfect throwing their hook or their punches and really throwing the elbow. They disguise it very well. Floyd Mayweather being one of the best at it. But hitting you in the back of the head on purpose, I can't watch Josh Taylor. I don't like watching him because he do shit like that, and other things. And it's like they know those for a reason. And to me, when as a fighter, and it could be the mom in me. Somebody said, "T, that's the mom in you." But when you do certain shit and you have like a disregard for somebody else's life, I don't like that shit. I really don't like it, and I lose respect for the fighter themselves, and that's what make me call Josh Taylor like a cheap bastard or whatever. I ain't never said he was on no juice or nothing, but he not above doing some dirty shit like that, and I can't stand that shit. I don't like him. So I don't really care what's happening to him, but I don't see how Catterall is getting a reprieve by even fighting Josh Taylor for nothing. But what, just the WBO belt? And Jared would say, at least he getting something. See, that's not enough for me. I had something. I won 4 belts. Y'all denied me. That's what I need. I need first dibs and all the fucking belts. That's what I would want.
No, I mean, yeah, I agree, but like I said, that I blame that on sanctioning bodies. They those are the guys that screwed up, and then you got like certain fighters. This is the one thing I hate about the politics of boxing. You can have a fighter that clearly loses the fight, but because he technically a household name, you ain't gonna get the win over him. Like did you watch that fight I was telling you about yesterday on the ESPN?
No, I ain't get to it. My daughter was at school, so I had to dog.
Oh, okay, yeah, because like I was saying, like the Cole main event, though they gave that dude the victory, and he got a hell of a gift decision. The dude got his ass whooped, and two
I
of the
don't like
judges
stuff like that neither.
gave it like a clean sweep. Like that's how much of a gift they gave that dude. Like two of the judges gave it a clean sweep,
Damn.
and I was like, I don't know what the hell fight they were watching, because that dude was getting his ass whooped the whole damn fight.
And yeah, it's like go into that category. They do what they want to do. But hey, Usyk is perturbed a little bit. I ain't gonna say a little bit. He might be fully mad, but he's a grown man. He know how to maintain his composure. He was like Joshua was bullying his teammates even behind the scenes, like pre post fight interview or press conference, like backstage. He was doing Joshua was still on his bullying shit. And Usyk basically was like, he don't like that shit. He don't like that at all. And speaking of Usyk, the rumor has it, so I'm saying it's a rumor because I can't confirm or deny it. But Fury and Usyk is in the talks for December 17th this year. All I can say is we'll see, and they want to hold it in the Middle East.
Yeah, I seen that. But this is the thing. This is another reason why I hate the politics of boxing. Do you see how fast this negotiation, or not negotiation? Well, yeah, just the discussion alone taking place, where as though they're willing to make a fight right away with these two dudes, but we still won't even have an Earl Spence and a Terrence Crawford fight.
Oh yeah, I see that.
See what I'm saying? Like when it comes to like two brothers, is like, oh, it's just like it's too many roadblocks. You know what I'm saying? And you got these two dudes, they were able to be like, all right, fuck it, let's just go ahead and get in discussion.
No problem.
No problem
No
at
problems. After all, people just gonna steal it anyway, right? You know what I'm saying? No problem. You don't even hear that excuse being floating around no more. Ain't nobody saying it about nobody.
Exactly. And that's what I'm saying. Like to me, that's why I don't understand. Like when people be worshiping the PBC, oh yeah, he look out for the brother. That's a black company. I'm like, Al ain't looking out for black. Al looking out for PBC. That's who Al looking out for.
I'm telling you, in the end of the day, it's gonna come out that Al runs the company or help Floyd out. That is really just Floyd's company. Floyd never is bothered when people say all you got is Tank Davis. Floyd ain't bothered. I think he got them all. If PBC got 200 plus fighters.
Well, what I think it is that they have a lot of promoters, and they sit up there like some type of board members, and say who's going to promote this fight, who's going to promote that fight on the PBC card or whatever, and they just all, I promote this fight, I promote that fight, and they, they all vote on, like they all has like some say into whoever's fighting on that PBC card.
Yeah, I can see that too. Floyd got enough sense to put people in the right place to run his affairs.
Yeah, that's true. But
he dumb or something.
But what I will say about Floyd now, the people that they had on TNT, he wasn't doing right by them like that. That's why a lot of these people left Floyd Mayweather. Now he's definitely doing right by Tank, or shall I say, Leonard Ellaby is doing, right, because really Floyd ain't really the guy doing it. He just got Leonard Ellaby running his business.
Yeah, you know who didn't have a tough time, I guess, at Mayweather promotion, Badu Jack. The bigger he get, I don't think he's that great of a fighter.
Yeah,
I like him better smaller.
I think even he said something after he left about Floyd.
And he made millions with Floyd.
He did.
Hey, so what you think about Nico Ali Walsh? He's improved. I think you said it's one of y'all said that.
Yeah, that was me yesterday. He looked good.
When I was looking, it was still 4 rounds though. What the fuck is up with that?
Yeah, because he's not one of those. He got a long ways to go.
Man, he over 5 fights.
Yeah, but he
had 5 fights.
He's not on that level yet.
Man, they might hurry up and get some.
Might move up to 6 rounds on his next fight.
Listen. He can't. To me, he can't no longer do no more 4 round fights. It's ridiculous. Talking about slow walking and trying to hold a nigga.
But he only has 5 fights though, so
he shit. Yeah, but still, look at Keyshawn Davis and stuff. Either he not accurately telling his story. Did he just start boxing once he got like 18 or something? Or he been training in boxing since he was a kid? Which one is it?
Nah, he hasn't been boxing that long. That's why you can see a lot of flaws in his game, but he did improve. So he's not a Keyshawn Davis who happens to be an Olympian, a guy who's been if you're an Olympian, obviously you got like years of experience in the amateur league.
But look at Frank Martin. He's not an Olympian either, is he?
No, he ain't no Olympian, but how old is Frank Martin? Like 30 years old?
He's in his 20s. The point is, he started late.
And
he's getting more rounds.
He also been training for a very long time before actually getting his professional fights in, right?
I don't know how long. The point is, but he ain't got that many fights. So he new to professional fighting. The point is he is doing more than 4 rounds.
Yeah, but against who?
Saying?
Against who?
The opponents. But Nico opponents ain't all that neither.
I'm not saying that either, but I'm saying it's not like Frank Martin is fighting killers.
Yeah, but that Earl and them said he pretty much on the verge of being a killer. I don't know, but
Frank Martin got 16 fights.
Do he?
I'm looking at it on his box right now. He has 15 fights.
Yeah, but how many was 4 rounds? When did he stop from the beginning?
Yeah, these I don't like the way they did this new box rec, the way they set it up now. It used to be so simple before, and now it's just like.
Yeah, because it's political. Remember that picture they put up of Shakur Stevens, like they couldn't find no other picture.
So this one is, let's see what this is scheduled. I can't even get on that one.
Look at Reggie. He said, let me read this other one. He said, Al made black and Mexican fighters rich. He sure did. Equal opportunity. Reginald said, Ali Walsh is protected fighter. He sure is. Sure is. He got to step it up. Nico got to step it up. And he got another trainer from what I hear.
So, yeah, he got K Karoma right now.
That's good for him, but he got to step it up. I don't know how many times we got. Maybe you know what he gotta do a change, Bo. If for no other reason but this, he fight often, right? We applaud that. Mm-hmm. Nico has been in back to back fights since he started. He ain't wasting no time. He doing the pace that any young person coming into the game should be trying to do. If you ain't got no cut or you ain't get concussed, get right back on the horse as soon as you can. This is how you gotta inundate yourself or flood the markets with yourself, for people to start recognizing you and shit, right? He has a sellable, winnable look too. And the fact that he's Ali's grandson. But You can't keep doing that with four rounds, because what happens when he goes up in rounds? When he gets to 8 and 10, what, he gonna fight once a year? And then they're gonna be saying, Miko, you was a fighter who fought 4 and 5 times a year. What happened?
So I'm looking at Frank Martin. He even in his sixth fight, he was fighting 4 rounders.
6 fights?
I mean, I just looked at his sixth fight. He's fighting 4 rounders. His seventh fight, he was in a 6 round fight.
Okay. Well, I guess we give Nico one more, one more for the road. That got to be it. He need to step it up.
Yeah,
that
but
got to be it.
I don't want to rush nobody into a situation either. I mean, he's not even polished. Like if he was like somebody like a Shushu Carrington, and he's still fighting 4 rounds, I'd be like, come on, dog. Like, you got too much skill to be still fighting 4 rounders. Like,
What is the cap? Oh,
Nico is a project. He's a project.
I get it, but what's the cap? We talking about professional fighting. You know, you either ready or you're not.
Right, but he's not ready. He's probably not ready to go 6 rounders. You know what I'm saying? Like, it takes time. Like, everybody got different speed. Like, there's some fighters that come in, they get a shot right away. And then there's some guys that come in and takes them forever. Like, you got a lot of fighters that come out of Mexico. They had about 40 or 50 fights in before they actually step up to the next level.
I'm just saying, like, you know, I don't think it's a good look for him to continue. I don't know what the cap is, and I'm sure 10 years from now it'll be a distant memory. But right now, we see the hand holding of Nico, and now some of us feel like, look, dog, you gotta get it from the mud. Ain't nobody hold your grandpa hand. You know what I'm saying? Since you want to challenge him. PGH Big Dog is in the building. He says, salute, Queen T. Salute to you, King. Say, Bo.
He's not Muhammad Ali. Remember, Muhammad Ali had an amateur background, and he was an Olympic gold medalist. He ain't on that level. So I say give him time, give him some more experience, you know, because like I said, I'm looking at Frank Martin's resume, and I can tell you right now, within his first, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 fights, a lot of these guys before had losing records. I'm talking about a dude he fought in his 10th fight had 10 wins and 29 losses.
What is Errol Spence talking about then?
That's what I'm saying. Like, they've been slowly working up. Now, of course, over the time, as far as record-wise, it's been improving. You know, the level of competition, he stepped it up. Then he went, you know, after he fought the dude with 10 and 29 record, he fought a guy that was 10 and 4. Then he fought another guy that was 12 and 12. And then after that, his last 1, 2, 3, 4 fights had been guys with you know, decent records, you know, good records pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, I understand there's ways to move you when you're slow walking, but you can't overcook 4 rounds. You just can't keep doing it. You got his next fight, either he do one more 4 rounder or his next fight got to be 6 rounds. I ain't saying jump up to 10 to 12, but you got to get out this 4 round bullshit. You know, come on now. You know, that's what the gym is for. That's what sparring is for. You know, to hone in your skills. You are improving, and he's a tough cookie. You can tell. But 4 rounders, you know, you should be able to squeeze out 2 more rounds if you really training like they say he is. You know, and he leans in on that name too. So,
well, the Ali is really, that's his middle name.
But he leans in on everything Ali. He not running from it. He has a right to. He not running, because some people be like, you know, there's some people who want to make it on their own merits, not their fathers, grandfathers, or whoever. He's a person that leans into it, which he can. You know, he's blood. But you know, Come on, dude. He got it. He got to me. But you know, it's up to them how they move it. I ain't gonna be watching too many 4 rounders for me.
I mean, you
But I
never
mean,
know. His next fight might be a 6 rounder.
hopefully, I hope from your lips to his ears.
But
I hope
I tell you what though, if he goes 6 rounders, he did it quicker than Frank Martin.
that'd be awesome too. I mean, he is improving. I will say that every fight that I see him in, he's improving. Definitely improving. Anywho, we're gonna move on to another story. So I don't know if you was familiar. I did this story once a couple of weeks ago. Daniel Dubois, who fought Trevor Bryant, and there was a Don King card that he won a bid for. I was like, damn, Don King won a fucking purse bid. And Don King, of course, tried to not pay the dude. I'm like, Don King, you as old as Bob Arum, you in your 90s, and you still with the fiddle daddle. You know what I'm saying? He gonna not try to pay the man. So Daniel took him to court, but they just settled out of court for $400K. Are you serious, Don King? He ain't want to pay the man his $400K.
That's Don King for you.
But
to me, still best promoter ever.
Oh, you one of those?
I'm saying from a fan point of view, he's the best promoter ever. Because we got the fights when it came to Don King. It was no other side of the street. It was no go get a belt first. It was none of that other stuff. Don King made the fights. Them fights were happening. Now, he did rip his guys off. He ripped a lot of his guys off, but from a fan standpoint, we got to see the fights.
He definitely got the job done as far as promoting with that mouthpiece. That man could have been a pimp. And you know what's crazy? The dude who played him in Ali, man, he should have got an Oscar for just even being able to imitate his ass that good. But all them words, remember in the movie, Ali said, damn, Don, with all them D's. That dude, he did a good job imitating him for real. Like,
sure, a lot of people that play Don King be doing good jobs. When it was like, I forgot the name of that movie, but it started off one dude was asking, he was like, hey, he said one of these fighters gonna win, and Don King's gonna make he's gonna make money. And he was like, well, that's the way it's supposed to be.
Hell, Don, leave it to Don King. But you're right, we did get the fights. We got the what was it, Rumble in the Jungle, the Thriller in Manila. You know, we did get the fights. But you know, people knew how to promote. Ali definitely knew how to promote. He said some unfavorable things, as Destiny points out. A lot of times, you know, some of the stuff he said to Joe Frazier, I'm not in favor of. But I mean, he went back and apologized. That's between them two. I don't think Joe ever accepted his apology.
With looking like a gorilla and stuff.
Yeah,
like
just
that.
the racist shit. You know, it's like for me, the way my calculus is, it's enough people in this world that's lining up to just dog you out. I don't need the help. You know, I don't need to help somebody that say dog you. I could be mad at you, Bo. Don't even like you, but ain't nobody gonna get me to help bring down a black man. I'm sorry. Or a woman. And I don't even gotta like you. You know, but I will handle you accordingly, you know, by whatever issues we may have. But I'm not jumping on no bandwagon to help bring you down or destroy you or nothing like that. Because it's enough people that's willing to do that shit for free. You know, more so than others. And that's just how I see it. You know what I'm saying? I caught a lot of hell for nothing, for just being me. Like in my lifetime, like you have your end moment, as we always call it. And I was like, why would I help somebody, you know, do that to somebody else, especially if it ain't my business? Reginald said King saved $500K in that scams. Did he? Yeah, well, he need to stop. I told y'all that I corrected myself. Malik Scott is still training Wilder. I read that somewhere today. But Wilder sound like he got several trainers. So whoever that guy is, and I should have looked his name up. The guy that I had said weeks ago that I read from a reputable source, that he was Deontay's new trainer. Maybe he's one of Deontay's trainers. One of. And Bold, I did ask in the top of the show, Maidana is throwing Adrian Broner an olive branch, basically saying he'll fight him. He'll fight him in an exhibition. Do you trust?
Oh, I thought you said Madonna. I was like, what?
Maidana.
Oh, okay.
Like, not her old ass. That's my girl though. But would you trust that?
That they have an exhibition?
That Maidana is sincere when he's like, I'll fight you in the exhibition.
I think Maidana definitely want to fight AB again.
Yeah, that's money.
Yeah.
Like
yeah, I ain't gonna lie, I was disappointed with AB dropping out the fight.
Yeah.
I know he said mental health issues. To me, I thought it was an excuse. I thought it was something. I don't know if he has mental health issues. I know it has something to do with him having beef with Al Heyman and Floyd and all that other stuff. To me, that's why I thought he really pulled out the fight. Or
they probably pulled out for him.
And then on top of that, probably, struggling to make weight because that fight was supposed to take place a long time ago. For 6 months? What did he say? I've been losing weight for 6 months.
Yeah.
As if that fight should have took place 6 months ago.
Yeah, I could understand his frustration, but I don't know. They always say be careful who you shit on your way up, because you gotta see them same people coming down. That's what every time I think of AB and his issues, I think of that. I'm sure he done shitted on and made a lot of people feel insignificant on the way up. Talked about that bad mouth, besmirch, people's character or whatever. You gotta see all them people on the way down. That's probably why he not, a lot of people ain't probably running to his rescue or feeling sorry for him. But I would not trust the Maidana thing only because you already see the blueprint. There's a lot of Mexicans cannot wait to make their name off of AB. They do, because he's still a name, and it's just how I see it. It's like he's he playing the fool, and they want to capitalize on it. All of the shrewd business move or whatever, but it is what it is. Maidana has been back in the country or around getting in shape for about a year now. Matter of fact, have y'all seen the latest pictures of Maidana? If I still got it up.
A Groton Middle School student definitely takes on the ability to know how to
show y'all. This dude, I seen this. I was like, what? He was fat as hell, right? I know I got a picture of him. Like, if I can share this. I'll bear with me 1 second. Pull this shit up. Look at this shit. Y'all see this in the far right? Hey, Bo, when this dude ever had this shit going on in the far right?
Damn.
See this dude?
Kind of meat he eating. That's recent?
Yeah. Maidana been here a minute. Look how fat he was down here at the bottom. He blew the fuck up. And they was like, what you trying to do? Like, you seriously gonna come back? And they was like, I don't know if you should do that. But look at this dude. What is this? 6-pack, 8-pack, whatever.
Well, he's been training for a hot minute.
Mm-hmm. I don't think AB need to get in the ring with him. He didn't even have this bowl when he was fighting back then. Look at this over here on the far left. Look at his physique in all his fights. Didn't even have this fucking shit. Come on, dog. I wouldn't get in there with him. He gonna really fuck AB up. AB, the legend is in the building. What's poppin', King? He said AB needs to fight Maidana for his confidence and mental. I think it's a setup, Shawty. He said nothing helps like some get back. I would agree, but nah, I think it's a setup. He been here for a year getting healthy, getting back in shape. I guess that Mayweather money that ran out. Because he was getting paid like $2 million that first fight. And then they had to switch gloves. They had to give him an extra $2 million in one of those fights. I think he got an extra $1 million the second time they fought. All in all, in that 1 year, Maidana probably made about maybe a cool $8 million or more dollars. You think? I don't know if he ran out of money or if he on low. I don't know what he's doing, but look how fat this dude got. Look at that bottom thing.
Yeah.
You
know what's so crazy though? Why didn't Floyd give AB a shot at the title?
When Floyd was on his way out, his last couple of fights?
Just in general. He could have fought AB. That would have did.
Yeah, but AB really was never a 147 pounder. And by the time AB had got up there, I think Floyd was already on his trajectory.
But Floyd Mayweather technically really ain't a 147 pounder either. That's his walk around weight. Like that's his walk around weight that he fight at. And even still, that's a lot of money to be made. Because AB was talking about that. He's like, dude, we could have did it, fights, and he could have hooked AB up. You know what I'm saying? In a fight, because that would have sold pay-per-view, in my opinion.
But he kind of hooked AB up because AB was PBC. It's between AB, Deontay Wilder, Keith Thurman, maybe Leo Santa Cruz. Then the people that put PBC on the map.
No right. But how much money you think AB would have made if he'd have fought Floyd Mayweather? A hell of a lot more, in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah, but I guess when AB decided he wanted to fight Floyd, that was out of anger. They was beefing.
Yeah, but
when they was happy, AB didn't want to fight Floyd.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, he should have just fought him anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like that's y'all was close. You could have looked out for AB, beat his ass up, and then be like, all right, you made your money now, scram. You know what I'm saying? Like he should have just put AB in the ring. That because AB could sell. That's the one thing about him. He can sell.
Yeah, he could. But here's the thing too. If AB and Floyd would have fought even when AB wanted it, Floyd would have destroyed him worse. And maybe Floyd, we could say, maybe Floyd was looking out for him because he cannot fight Floyd Mayweather in motion at all.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Floyd should have just destroyed him, but AB will be making his money, and it wouldn't be nothing that he could complain about now. He can't say, "Hey, y'all owe me money" and all the other stuff, because he would have had a lot of money, be sitting there like Maidana, getting fat and everything else.
Yeah, Tay said, "Can Maidana even make 147? He looks fat." Tay, look at this far left picture. This is him now. At the top, the far right, I'm sorry. This is him now. Down the bottom, that's where he came from. Started from the bottom, now he here. I don't even remember him having an 8-pack when he was fighting. Tay said, welcome to the building, King. Tay. Floyd helped Don Moore get a paycheck. He should have done the same. Yeah, I don't know what size you think he looked like, Bo Maidana in that picture. Bring it back up. Do you think he 147 right there, or?
I don't even know.
with all that muscle, he got to be like 154 or something.
My man looked like he just came out of prison.
Yes, he ripped. He ain't. And one of those pictures, he ain't even flexing, and you can see he ripped. I'm like, God damn. I don't know, AB. If I was AB, I wouldn't fuck with him. Because, like I said, Bo, at the top of my hour, I was like, it's something about that fight I've always felt fishy about. Like this, there's something about, I don't know what it could be. There's so many speculations I could run with. Like, and I'm speculating here, y'all, because I don't have no proof. But maybe, you know how sometimes you think people are your friends, you think your promoter your friend, or they got your best interest at heart. Or you think Floyd your big bro, but he put you in there to lose, And the reason why it's hard for me to harp on stuff like that, because if we'll be a fool to think that Bob and whoever else, Floyd came in contact with early in his career, didn't set him up for the okie doke. Floyd just made sure he won. So it could have been PBC setting Broner up. Broner could have been a headache back then. Who knows? Just to humble him. It could have been that Maidana was on some shit or had some shit in his gloves, because Maidana, I if I'm remembering correctly, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, Bo, most of his fights, have you ever seen him fight other folks like he fought Broner and Mayweather? Where he come from the top, like that chopping that chopping hand, where he coming down on you and shit, trying to hit you on the top of your head and shit. I never seen Maidana fight like that. But he was doing that shit. Maybe he felt like he had to go extra. I don't know. But it's just always something about that fight scene fishy. And maybe Broner knows more than what he's telling us. I don't know, Shawty. I wouldn't go back down that road. Because all it is a come up all the way on Maidana's part. They said, I don't know. I think it may have derailed him, making him lose seems non-beneficial. He wore the gloves that Mayweather wouldn't let him fight in. Yeah. And that's why Mayweather had to pay him an extra $2 million. I think it was $2 million to wear those gloves. Tay said they should have built him a TGE next Floyd. Everyone hated him, but he never lost. What you mean TGE? I think having that mystique would have been great and helped boxing. Yeah, they got Bo, you still with me?
Yeah, I'm here.
They got a big debate on basketball over there at E-Thriller in about I guess it comes on in 30 minutes. Yeah.
It's like the Jordan LeBron debate.
Yeah, my boy Extra O. He ain't even here tonight. Hey, shout out to Extra O. Good luck. Good luck on your debate, Shawty. Yeah, they be getting it in. I can't even keep up on no basketball talk. I'm like, fish out of water. I mean, I just know you dribble the ball, then you shoot it. Tay said LeBron is the GOAT. Well, Tay, you better go over there and watch that shit. Because I think the debate is LeBron against
Jordan.
What is it, Jordan? Yeah. You got Extra O, friend to the show. He gonna be repping Jordan, and Young Africa gonna be representing LeBron. And they be getting it in.
Yeah, I mean that's gonna be a never-ending argument right then and there between LeBron and Jordan.
Yeah.
And then
they
of course
started saying some shit I couldn't understand. He said, he a role player, whoever he ever took to. I was like, okay, I'm lost. What you mean he a role player? He the captain of the team, right? Talking about LeBron. Don't get me to talk. Y'all, I don't know shit. I don't know shit. Your gambler got owned by Bill Lambier. I don't know what you Tell you making up words. He is the son of Larry Bird. But y'all go over there and make sure y'all check that out. But Bo, that's all I had today. Other than letting the world know too, Usyk was not happy with AJ's rant and behavior and his bullying tactics, even behind the scenes. After he did that long rant, he went in the back behind the scenes and still was bullying Usyk's teammates, and Usyk remained calm. That's a grown man right there. I mean, I'd have snapped. I'm like, man, if you don't get your spoiled ass out of here. AJ throwing a whole grown man tantrum. And mark my words. I said this before on a couple of videos back. Fury is demanding 500. This was back when Earl and Ugas was about to fight. He demanded 500 million to for his next fight, I guess, for the belts. And this is how everybody casually hear this, Bo, and they be like, oh, that's just Fury being Fury. They don't mean shit or whatever. Mark my words, Bo. They gonna find a way to pay him or come close to it. What you think?
Oh, he's gonna get a lot of money for this fight, but again, goes back to see when two people that are not black want to get fights done, less politics, right? You don't hear that. Like you said, people won't steal the fight anyway. They didn't promote this guy right. You ain't gonna hear none of these excuses because it ain't like Usyk is as far as well known, put it that way, as far as like being promotional wise. And Fury wasn't for the longest time either. But yet these two white dudes gonna get in the ring. They're gonna make a hell of a lot of money, and there's gonna be less politics on this whole situation.
So
and that's the sad part about it.
This Usyk and AJ fight. Who is Usyk under?
Who did Usyk do?
Who is his promoter?
I think he's a
free agent.
I know he's a networking free agent. I'm not sure who's promoting. I know he has the same manager as Lomachenko on him.
Manager?
Yeah, manager wise. I don't know who his promoter is.
Well, Bob is Lomachenko's promoter. But here's the thing, look. They went to the Middle East. They played that fight during the daytime, so us Americans, it was a reasonable time for us to watch it. Let's just say the Russian mob. I don't know about that.
But, yeah, he got that the manager is the manager who manages Lomachenko, all those guys that come from that area, like the same dude that manages Janet Beck and all that to do. The Lithuanian dude, I forgot his name.
So in other words, he kind of like a free agent because he don't have a promoter.
I don't know about. Maybe he got like a small time promoter or something like that.
But then Matchroom is AJ's promoter, and AJ got this exclusive deal with DAZN, but Sky Sports won the rights to this show, even though it played on DAZN for free. But here's the thing: you got Usyk, who is the title holder with 3 belts, and he got that by beating AJ the previous fight. He only fought and got belts or awards fighting one person. That's AJ. They go to the Middle East. They each get 50-50. They each got 75 million apiece.
Nah, really? Hold on. Usyk got 35 million.
Both of them, from what I heard.
Nah, I have to look that up. I don't think Usyk got that much.
Look it up. Let's see. So we know AJ got it.
Yeah, we know AJ is the cash cow regardless. I don't see Usyk getting 75 million.
AJ and Usyk first for second fight. I mean, that's what I heard.
Yeah, there's no way Usyk got 75 million. He ain't even worth that much. If he got 75 million for the second fight and it was a 50-50, that's crazy.
Let me show you. Let me show you something. Okay. Show it to you. Crazy. I know I read that something. So, y'all see that? If I need to make it bigger, let me see if I can make it bigger. Where did he showed me how to do that? Go up in here. Okay, yeah. Boom. Y'all see that? I just went to Google. See what I put up at the top title. AJ and Usyk purse for the second fight. Per multiple reports, the base purse for the rematch is expected to be a total of 150 million. This means Joshua will net 75 million and Usyk is expected to earn the same 75 million.
I will find like another link because I'm not sure what boardroom TV.
Here, look at the one under it. The fight will feature a 50-50 purse split. Everywhere you go, you're going to see that.
50-50. So Usyk went from not worth a damn thing to getting 75 million.
I know we don't want to believe that, but when me and Jared go back and forth and we be talking about, monies and how people bite their nose off despite their fail, they do what they want to. It might have been a drop in the bucket for them dudes over there in the Middle East. That's probably why they like to go over there, because over there, money ain't a thing. But you do what you want to do, because you're not going to tell me that damn Usyk was worth 75 million. Straight up. There's no way you can tell me that. So you don't, and look, they gave us the fight for free, y'all. In the States, where if you had the zone, you watch that fight for free. So I don't know how you watched it if you didn't have the zone. Did it cost something? I don't know. It might have.
I heard it was pay-per-view in the UK.
Yeah, it was pay-per-view in the UK, but over here, how did people watch it if they didn't have the zone? What's up, Tay?
What's up? I mean, there's, of course, ways to watch stuff.
I mean, I get that part, but I'm just saying on the legitimate side, Tay. How was people supposed to see that fight?
You couldn't unless you had the zone.
I'm sure they would have had Fight TV, maybe would have offered it. E.G. Fisker, welcome to the building. He said K2. Legend said his promoter is a dude named Alex Krasiuk. Okay, I got you. They said I heard that too. K2 Promotions. And they said they got crazy money to spend in Saudi Arabia.
It's Saudi Arabia.
Saudi Arabia. Remember, they was gonna pay Pac $20 million to fight Bud before COVID happened. Yeah, but that's why I was saying, Bo. It don't matter where you look it up. They saying that they had a 50-50. That ain't Miss T word. I'm showing y'all. So that ain't my word. You can Google. Look what I wrote in the Google search. I just said AJ and Usyk purse for the second fight. That's all I said.
Also, the pay-per-view was a 60-40 split.
Yeah, so he got more than that. But
yeah, I can't believe this whole that's crazy.
I heard AJ made like over 120 million on a fight due to pay-per-view and that.
Well, I'm reading something now saying that on pay-per-view, Joshua made 13.6 million compared to Usyk making 4.1 million.
That's insane. And I'm sorry for interrupting you, but that's fucking crazy. Holy crap. That is so much money.
Y'all see me, hitting the 60-40 thing, a pay-per-view.
That's crazy.
So, I mean, I'm just saying, y'all see, as you keep scrolling down, I can't get it from nowhere else but Google. There's nothing I can do about that. So it ain't Miss T saying it. Is what what they saying. That's what they want to put out. It could be more than that. But
you know what's so crazy?
Mm-hmm.
Usyk, right? Not being worth a damn thing prior to this fight.
Mm-hmm.
How is it that the cash cow and Joshua could get this man a 50-50 split, but then you look at other people and when it comes to Crawford and Spence, they be like, "Oh, he don't deserve that much."
Mm-hmm. It's crazy. They could take Crawford and Spence right over to Saudi Arabia too.
Fact.
and
I totally agree with
do
you.
what they just did, and let them get the bag too. Yeah,
But that's the thing. Like when it comes to the PBs, this is why I hate. Man, this is why some of these diehard Spence fans is getting on my damn nerves. Oh, just leave Bob Aaron, the fight be made, and here it is, the fight still ain't made.
Can I say
he
something?
said, go ahead, Tay.
Why is it always that to get fighters to fight PBC, they always have to go on the PBC side? You hear that with Andre fighting Dermal, that he has to go to PBC. Terrence has to go to PBC. Like, why do they always have to like bow down to PBC in order to get a fight? Why can't they go to like different places like Saudi Arabia? I'm guarantee you, Saudi Arabia would give Crawford and Spence at least 20 million, bro. A piece.
Spence belong to PBC, so it'll still be a PBC fight, but they will make their money.
That's what I'm saying.
Those guys got endless barrels of money to just throw at it. So that's a way to guarantee to make your money. You notice we didn't hear nothing about no streaming, but like I said, if you didn't have the zone over here, they had to offer us a way to see it other than getting a subscription to the zone, because people wasn't gonna do that. So I'm sure if you went to Fight TV, that's how you saw it. Because that's an app that you can utilize. AJ is with Matchroom, and Sky Sports had owned the rights to the programming, but they, like I said, they shared it with the zone. So I don't know how the UK paid, but folks over here had to pay if they didn't have the zone. But the point is, he gave them 50-50. You had one guy with all belts and one guy with no belts, and they did a 50-50. Isn't that a rarity?
Well,
but it happens all the time.
I mean, like, I was still surprised at being 50-50 because Joshua was still the cash cow in that fight.
Yeah, this guy right here said on a global level, Joshua is well known. I don't know how to prove that or not.
I mean,
he's well known.
In the UK, he's well known.
He's
that's
well
what
known.
I would say.
He's well known all over.
I don't know about that, Bo.
Yeah, he's definitely well known. You ain't making
What
that type
do you mean
of
by well known?
In the boxing world, he's definitely well known between the casuals and everything else.
But I would say this, Bo, the reason why Eddie Hearn like to run over there because of that fucking money. You dealing with people who got endless barrels of money. It's different. Look, Usyk and Joshua are Europeans. They could fight in Europe.
Well, is Usyk really considered European?
Yeah, he's Ukrainian.
Oh, he's Ukrainian. Okay, I got it.
Europe. I think it's on the side of Europe because I know Russia probably about the only country that's half Europe and half Asia as far as continents go. But I think he's on the Europe side. Okay. Either way, they both, that fight could have did well in Europe too. And he definitely, Joshua could have filled up the O2 arena easily. But Eddie likes to run to motherfucking Middle East. And it's the money for sure.
I don't blame him. Get that money. Don King used to do the same thing. That's why I like Don King. Don King put a fight in a country you ain't never heard of in your damn life, and that shit will be making money.
Yeah, but like Tay said, you ain't got no money. And like a lot of us say, you see, just like I told Jerry all the time, me and Jerry bump heads on this. I said, these motherfuckers do what they want to do. They can do what they want to do. It ain't always about the bottom line. Because Canelo and Plant did not make a lot of money. Now I don't give a fuck about endorsements.
Hold
And
up.
I don't care
Yeah,
about none
Canelo
of
made
that
it.
shit.
You don't think they made a lot of money?
I know they
I
didn't. I
think.
counted it.
Caleb
What do you
Plant
mean?
made $10 million.
I'm talking about PBC's perspective. The fighters came out good.
Oh, okay, I got you.
I have a
PBC
question for
didn't
you,
make
Nick.
a lot of money. Hmm? You
I have a
said that?
question. This is what I've been kind of confused about. How does PBC like make their money if the fighters get pay-per-view and then they get do fighters get live gate as well? Like, so how does
Yep.
PBC make their money?
Oh,
Like, where do
they
they?
get money off the event itself. That's why I
They
like
get money off the gate and the
gate
pay-per-view.
value.
Like
Yeah.
when you tally all that up, you know you might as well cut that shit in half, and that shit go back to the investors, i.e. the promoters, the managers, whoever put up that front money. That they got to
Okay, so
get
I have a
their money
question.
back and then some, and
And
the
they getting
rest
a
will
cut.
go
They
to the
getting a cut
fighters.
off. They probably getting a percentage off that guaranteed money too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the fighters got to pay them too. So it's a
So
lot
I
of double dipping. And like Jerry always said, they can get endorsements. Yeah, but I'm talking about just the shit that they don't ever show us as the fans or the public, the actual contract of endorsement that they got. Nobody breaks that down and show how much, because that's an individual thing. Either PBC making money off of endorsements by putting that shit all in the ring and everything, or the individual fighter got an endorsement. Like Ryan got Gatorade. Ryan ain't got to give that to Oscar. That's Ryan's money. Gatorade came to Ryan. Ryan is promoting Gatorade. So that's an endorsement Ryan has that he's strictly making money off.
Promoters they getting endorsements too though.
Yeah, the promoters are too. Like I said, when you see these labels and shit all in the ring, or with their advertisement, they got labels and stuff on their advertisement posters and all this stuff. It's enough to go around. But besides that, because we're not privy to any of that information, what we're privy to is what they actually made. And if you calculate up, you can do the math yourself. 800,000 pay-per-view buys was supposed to have been bought during the Caleb Plant and Canelo Alvarez. Again, because it's not record-breaking numbers, we don't have no way to check for accuracy, but we'll go by what they say. 800,000. The fight itself cost $79. Do the math right there. You will come up with 63 million something. The live gate was 18 to 20 million. Take the highest. Now you're up at 83 million. Caleb Plant and Canelo split 60-40. So I think out of the money that they cut in half, and when they tally up the gate and the pay-per-view, cut in half went to the investors, and they all, or the people who put up the money, they all split that. The other half went to fighters, which was that other half was like 31 or something off the pay-per-view. But you can add in the live gate. But when you calculate it out, Caleb got about 18 million from pay-per-view, and Caleb got like 12, something like that. And Caleb was promised 10, and Canelo was promised like guarantee up front 40. So I think Canelo walked away with like 58 million, and Caleb walked away with like 22 million. But now if you add up Caleb's purse that they walked away from with and Canelo what he walked away with, you add them two together, you'll come up with 81 million. If you add up all the money that fight made minus the endorsers, because we don't know that shit. We don't know how much they made off their merchandise. We can't count all that shit. Or the commercials. Minus that shit, when you add up the tally from the gate and the pay-per-view, that come up to 83 million. When you subtract 81 million from 83 million, you wind up with $1.6 million. That was the revenue gained from the live gate and pay-per-view sales. Do they get paid? Do PBC get paid for a commercial? I'm sure. Do PBC get paid for the labels laid all out in the ring? I'm sure. Their endorsements. Do the fighters, Canelo got plenty of endorsements, Conte and all that other shit. So he making a killing there, but that's his money. And then Caleb got a nice little check for somebody who have never been on pay-per-view.
And also for somebody who highest paid before that was what, $750,000?
Who he hired?
No, he said his highest like money he grossed was $750,000 for his like base salary.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he was able to make 10 times more the amount, and he wasn't even really known like that.
Exactly.
But that's what happens when you fight like somebody, the cash cow. He's able to pay, give you a lot of money to fight him because he had something that Canelo wanted.
So they can't tell me that, this is my argument. They do what they want to do. You know what I'm saying? They wanted to do that. I don't see how that's because when you talk about Bud and Earl, they'll be like, "Nah, it's not gonna make that much. Y'all just gonna stream."
That's
they
what I'm
talk
saying.
Like they gonna actually have a revenue of 1.6 million. But then we gotta say to them, what about the endorsements?
And that's what I'm saying. That's what I was saying earlier. You see how it's all politics when it comes to the two brothers, right? Everybody, a lot of like people who's like diehard fans or diehard Terrence Crawford fans. It's too many damn political arguments of who deserves what. Then you got the PBC talking about who's going to steal what, piracy and everything else.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't hear that talk when it came to Canelo and Caleb Plant. You don't even hear that talk when it's coming to Tyson Fury and Alexander Usyk. You don't hear that talk. But when it comes to freaking Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford, piracy.
Look, I'm gonna read these chats, bro. This is what I be talking about. The legend said on a global level, Joshua is well known. Okay. The legend said you have to remember all Africa was behind Joshua. I don't think all Africa. But Jared said, Jared said everybody does what they want to do. Nobody gives away millions of dollars. Yeah, they do, Jared. They do when they want to. They do.
We just saw that with AJ and Usyk. They gave him $75 million a piece. If that's not giving away money, I don't know, like, what is.
Yeah, there was no pay-per-view here in the States.
I need to take my behind back to Saudi Arabia.
Well, I guess you can do that, Bo, but I don't think I'm welcome. That's a sausage party over there, for real, for real.
They got a lot of money out there.
Yeah, that's great for the men. Women need not apply. But, I mean, look, Jared don't like me to say this shit. They do what they want. It's not a solid argument. Jared, I've been saying that. I've been saying they do what they want to do. It is a solid argument. They do what they want to do. Once you make that excuse, then you got to keep saying it because it don't go away. Now, either that's because look, you don't hear it about Canelo and Golovkin. You don't even hear that excuse. You're not even really hearing about Luis Ortiz and Andy Ruiz because who gonna really buy their shit? You're not hearing it about Wilder if his shit is a pay-per-view. And Wilder's black. So I mean you would think, and he's PBC, you're not hearing about it from that, point of view. Who else? AJ and which column? You didn't hear about no piracy. I'm talking about the piracy thing. You don't hear the shit. And this is after they done already said this is a legitimate reason for the whole, the situation with Bud and Earl. So you don't hear for them. Now, when all of that dust settles and they get back to talking about Bud and Earl, watch how the excuse come back up again. It's bullshit. Like you said, Bo, it's just bullshit. They do what they want to do. That's how I always say. They feel like making money, they'll make money. If they feel like just taking risks, they'll take a risk.
Excuse me.
Jared said, pretty sure the first fight on the card in Saudi was a woman's fight. It probably was. Jared, you ain't gonna never get me to believe that's a place for women. That's an ideal
it's not
place
a place for women.
Come on, Jared. Jerry, I can't look in your eyes. I can't look at the world through your eyes.
You know,
He's
you're
trying
like
to set you
I'll
up.
be killed
He's
like
trying
a
to set you up.
motherfucker. Huh?
He's trying to set you up down there, going to Saudi Arabia.
I know I'll be killed like a motherfucker. Fucking with Jerry. Who the fuck this person is?
oh,
I mean,
that's some fucking bot. That's some
Oh.
shit.
oh yeah.
He said Wilder's
But
fight is pay-per-view. Yeah, Wilder can break better numbers than Earl and Bud put together.
yeah,
That's why I say they just do what they want to do. They don't want to pay these two great men nothing. That's evidently clear. PBC ain't never want to pay Earl shit. Look at his guarantees. They already said they don't want to pay Bud.
1.5 million.
Yeah. It's the point they don't want to pay them.
He
They
said
lowballing them.
he said he the big fish and he only getting 1.5 million guaranteed.
Exactly. Jerry said they in the business to make money, not give. They do it, Jerry, though. Jerry, when the minute somebody go against the grain, they went against the grain. You can't use that excuse. Canelo and Golovkin's the next, I guess, big fight pay-per-view. I haven't heard the reasoning. Still a problem, Jerry. It's still a problem. Piracy is still a problem.
Mm-hmm.
You're not hearing it, Jerry.
It's only piracy when it comes to Spencer Crawford.
Exactly.
No piracy on anything else.
like I have a question. I mean, people gonna pay for fights that they wanted. I know it's not a UFC channel, but Usman and Kobe Covington did 700,000 pay-per-views in a, you know what I'm saying, a piracy era, and that was only in America. So like, I mean, people are gonna buy fights if people want to see them, and there's enough like hype built around them.
Mm-hmm.
I can bet your bottom dollar that Errol Spence, when you talk about all these experts and novice people who want to see it, and any casuals that hopped on, that is one of them fights. I don't think it's gonna be too much piracy because ain't nobody going to fuck around and deal with no buffering or getting knocked off and shit. They're gonna be like, nah, I want that shit in here. I want to see every nook and cranny of the screen
I'll tell you
without
what,
no inhibition.
going back to the UFC thing, man, Usman was my guy, man. He got knocked out. But I tell you
That
what,
shit was
this rematch gonna be big money. That pay-per-view gonna be they're gonna make a lot of money on that trilogy as far as pay-per-view buys and stuff, just because of that knockout alone.
Yeah.
I know that's DJ guy too.
Yeah, I was like, I'm looking at the fight because Usman not really a guy who sells, right? He's well respected, but he's not a guy who sells. But like when he fought Kobe Covington, like Kobe basically sold the fight. Yeah, he sold the fight, because people love to hate Kobe. They either love him or hate him. But the dude is fucking annoying, but the motherfucker can sell fucking fights.
He's really good at that. I mean, his whole character is really good. I mean, I dislike him, but what he does as his character, I mean, it's something to be applauded for. Like that whole, he's got a cult fan base. You know what I'm saying? Man, it's just he plays the villain role very well. That's what I think. But I feel like Bud and Spence, they can do similar things. You know what I'm saying? When they got in that room together, you know what I'm saying? I feel like they bring out the best in each other. That's why I feel like they need to have press conferences where you can where they can really talk shit and stuff.
They should make this shit go to first bid. Eddie pick it up, take it to the league, and play it.
But this is what makes me mad because like there's some fighters that sell and they ain't even gotta talk shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like AJ don't talk shit and he sells. Fucking Canelo
don't talk shit.
Canelo's really not a talker. He's been talking shit lately, but he's really not a talker, and he was already selling. So
Lomachenko do well enough. He ain't even gotta do pay-per-views.
Exactly. Like, and then you look at guys who does talk shit and they can't sell fucking flies to shit. Like, look at the Charlos. They can't sell a goddamn thing. And they talk way.
They come out sounding coonish. And then you got CC, Chris Colbert. I call him CC. but he seemed like a gimme. Hey, it's 10. Look, I'm telling y'all the debate that started over there at Black Picasso. Y'all go over there and watch him. I'm gonna shut it down. So I don't want to interrupt. that shit sound interesting, even though I don't know shit about boxing. I mean about basketball like that, like the stats and everything. But it sounds like this one's gonna be a barn burner, even if you don't know nothing about it. So y'all go check out the Black Picasso Thriller. If y'all want to see a good funny ass debate, you guys going at it. This is Rob said it's about to be September, still no fight. Yeah, I made my peace with it. You get in where you fit in. That what Jared say. You're not hearing piracy with Wilder's pay per view either. Exactly, Jared. That's what I said. But Bo, you got anything? Last final thoughts?
Nah, another great show. You gonna be on tomorrow?
Yeah, I'm back. Like my dog, like I said, my dog is sick. When my daughter at school, I gotta take over. And so I was on babysitting duty today.
I gotta go ahead and get my get a camera so I could stream live. I still can't believe you need a camera just to stream and whatnot. But
yeah, I mean, I don't think you do if you can put your
yeah,
up,
I try to set one up before, and it's like, oh, you need a camera,
but you need a mic. That's what it is. If you get a headset, I got a real expensive headset right now. It's very comfortable. I had to go for comfort. I done went through 3 headsets before.
Now, what's that? What's the headset for? Just to hear yourself?
Headset is how I hear y'all.
Oh, so you don't just hear like off the speaker?
I'm sure the computer got a mic somewhere. I wouldn't know where, but I got a camera, a detachable camera, like I brought and I put on top of my computer screen.
Yeah.
But I plug my headset into a mixer. Do you got a mixer?
No, I don't have that either.
Well, I don't know what you call expensive, but like just to start off, don't go get the high end because you don't know if you're gonna want to do this all the time.
So what I heard was with the mixer, they pretty much got apps you could just put it on your phone,
you could put the mixer. You can hook your phone up to the mixer and incorporate it into your show. But you want a mixer, like I said, don't go ham and get no expensive one. I think Road Coaster is a good one to start off. And they probably you can buy them for like under 100, or it's two of them. Like one is under 100, and then one is like 150 or something. I think that's what I paid. And when I was having problems with my mic, and I had to buy a new mixer, then I bought one that was from China or something. And even though it had English words and stuff on it, you could tell I couldn't figure out how to fix that. Cause like soon as somebody started talking, my shit get distorted and now it wasn't no clarity. So then I actually dropped dime on the mixer I got. Now I got to go at XLR Pro. This bitch was expensive. And I got an expensive mic that I bought separately. And I got expensive headsets. I bought all of this with the cash apps that you guys gave. So thank you very much. Got the green screen, the whole 9. I put some money into the show. But just to start off, so you can see if this is, kind of what you want to do, get you a headset. That's the order. Get you a headset and then get you a mixer. Because you can plug your headset up to your computer, right? And then the headset can have those mics on it. But you see how you got your picture now? That's your avatar.
Yeah.
You can stream that way. But you got a headset so you will hear people, and you got your mic on your headset. See, I got a headset where I just flip the
But my
mic.
thing is like with the speaker though, that's not good enough.
You got speakers, but your speakers got a mic in it.
No, like my computer, it has the speaker and my computer has a mic into it. I didn't even realize it had a mic into it until like 6 months of me having this computer.
Well, you probably got a camera in it too, right? No,
nah, there's no camera. It's a. I got a gaming laptop, so these gaming laptops they don't come with cameras. You gotta like get your own camera.
I thought they would. Well, you got a mic then.
Yeah, but the mic, I didn't even realize he was even a mic in there because I don't even see where the mic part is at. One time I was editing the video and I went to the voice thing because what I used to do, I used to plug my headphones, like the headphones, well not headphones, but the earbuds that you get for your cell phone to hear myself talk. But I used to sound muffled. So one time I forgot to plug it in and I was talking and I was like, oh shoot, my mic is moving. I was like, yo, I got a speaker in this joint. And that's how I realized I had it.
Yeah, well, if you got a clear, good mic, then use that. You don't need a camera just yet. But if you get a camera,
I need a camera to start a stream.
Well,
like if you unplug your camera and you try to start a live stream, it ain't even gonna start.
Yeah, well, that's what Jerry do.
No, like start your own live stream, not come on the live stream, but start your own live stream.
I'm like, okay, let me think about this. How you saying this? Start my own live
So
stream.
like see how you just created a room for your live stream?
Yeah,
Let's say
I'm
tomorrow,
on StreamYard.
Right, you on StreamYard. So tomorrow, when you start your new show, unplug your camera before you log on, and I guarantee you, the minute you try to start it up, it ain't gonna recognize your cameras in it, and it ain't even gonna start. At least that's what it does for me.
Well, I think that because my mom could come through and she don't have a camera, but she put a picture up.
Yeah, but you the host, so
right.
Yes,
and like right now, I got my camera blocked, so it ain't even on.
But your camera's plugged in, right?
Yeah, it's plugged in, but it's not on.
No, I get that. All it has to do is be plugged in. If you
okay.
unplug your camera, you can't host the room. Like people that could come in, like if for me to come in a room, either you got to have speakers, a camera, or both.
Okay.
I mean, I speak a microphone, camera, or both.
Okay.
Yeah.
But the cameras are not that expensive. The cameras are not that expensive. They're like $39.
Yeah.
You get some for $24. And it's just something you're gonna plug with, they're gonna have a USB plug on it, plug it into your computer. That's what I did.
Yeah,
plug
your computer into your mixer. I wanted to get one of those Shure mics, but they cost an arm and a leg.
Yeah, my mic $300. Free something.
Oh man.
But listen, you when you get the camera and all that, you plug everything in. I'm gonna recommend for real a mixer.
Mixer.
I think every channel that does well, they have mixers. I ain't gonna tell you that, but they do.
That's really like play those like the samples and all that other stuff.
I mean, I could do that. Like, let me see if you can hear it. I wanted to do it work. You hear that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a sample that I picked up. I have my shit is like this one that I got right now.
Mm-hmm.
I could take samples from anywhere. The other ones I was kind of limited. I could do so much with. I just can't go on and on with these things. But the mixers, you could, like, if you was a young rapper and you like 12 and you in your room, you trying to put something together, you could probably use the mixers that I bought, hooked it to the computer with a program, like with the EQ and all of the board, the music board that they have in studios and shit, run it through your mixer or whatever, and make a nice little tune. But like it ain't that professional, right?
Yeah.
But people use those type of mixers, or the least expensive ones, for doing streaming and this, that, and the other. Not everybody. Because as you see, some people use their phone, but their phones, these phones are smartphones, they got a lot of stuff built in them. Mm-hmm. So you don't have to get a mixer. But I would suggest to you, you don't have to do it right away. Get the camera first. I got headsets. I don't just listen. My camera has a mic and the camera feed in it. I don't even need this headset, but I do it because it's more practical.
Yeah.
And then I have that thing that hang down while I'm talking into the mic. Like, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
So right now I pulled the mic down in front of my mouth, So it's like, kind of look like a broadcaster on TV. But I can flip it up and turn it off. I got
What
that
kind
kind
of
of
mic you
headset.
got?
Huh?
What kind of mic you got?
Let me see. Let me take the headset out. Oh, the mic. Oh shit.
Oh, it's part of the headset.
Hold on. It was a real expensive one. I went to the music store.
Oh, okay.
I got the name on it. It's a NT1. It's a rod or something. Uh, a Rode NT1. It was expensive
Oh,
joints. I went to the music
road.
store.
Okay, yeah, road is pretty good too.
Yeah, I went to the music store because the mixers that I was buying, they come with mics. They come with mics, so they come with everything you need to get started or whatever. But yeah, you wanna have them basic essentials to help you. It don't seem like you're using a lot of stuff. Don't seem like you're doing a lot of producing, but you really are doing a lot of producing behind the scene as a producer. Like you're moving stuff around, you're pressing buttons, this, that, and the other, so everything can work fine. And sometimes you could just coast and you ain't touch nothing. But I personally find that the headset, the camera, and the mixer is good, and the mic. I had to have it. And I drop dime on these green screens too because I like my back. But this one that you see right now that I have, I made that up. I created that. I created that background, and and it's like I'm learning stuff as I go. I could always create that, but I didn't know that about it, when I first started. So I just made my own. I found pictures. I found how to do transparencies. I did it's trial and error. I don't get no help. I'm just, I just eventually find ways to do this, that, and the other. Like, do you peep out my thumbnails?
You talking about on a computer or?
Yeah, like when you coming into the show, you gotta click the thumbnail, right? The thumbnail is the little picture, the box that showed the live in the corner red. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay, I got you.
That's the thumbnail. So you peep my
You talking
little
about on
pictures.
the bottom right corner?
Yeah.
Yeah, how you put that there?
The live button I don't put there. When I come on, it just goes live there. But before it come on, it said up and coming. But the thumbnail, I create that myself.
Oh, okay.
So if you need any help, we can talk. Like email me, and then I'll tell you step by step. Because these things I found accidentally. Nobody was telling me. And then I created my own emblem. The boxing fans talk
Yeah,
to you.
I gotta find a way to create the emblem joint.
Yeah,
Like, cause
there's a lot of free things out there you can go to. I went, like, it was a long story. I went to a place to get shirts made, and from there, that's how I was able to create them.
yeah,
They
because
make
I
sure.
mean, I like the pictures I be using. Like this picture I got now is like a Western art, and it's like a uni from West Africa and whatnot.
Mhm.
But I need to find something to like put together for like boxing or something.
Yeah, just come up. Just you could, like I said, if you need help, you know, creating your emblem or whatever, um, it would be hard for me to walk you. You gotta get with these websites that do creative work in art design and stuff. Or, like I said, a good source is to go to places where they make T-shirts. Sure, you got that around you. Go to
Hmm.
those places and they do that shit. Like you email that picture to them, and then when you get there, they will pull it up and create some shit right there in front of you with your input.
Mm.
And send it back to you as a transparency. So, boom, that's how you do it. But like I said, it's all trial and error. I created this page right here. So, like, if I take like you right here on the screen, if I
Hey, you muted.
I got muted when I took myself out. I thought you could still hear me. But you see how I got TT coming down the screen?
Yeah.
I was just playing around making that stuff. I put all this stuff on this screen. It's like overlaying, and I'm like baby with it. I'm in the baby stage with it. You know, I just learned you got to get on these websites that do these type of things and just play with it. Like on the weekend, I don't know how often you want to do your show, like every day or something like that, but you know, just play with it. You know, what kind of show you trying to do? Like every day?
I mean, at least a couple of times a week. I mean, like I do be making like a lot of videos where I record a lot. And half the times it take me forever to even put it on there because I be trying to do video editing and try to put what where. But you know, I realize when you do live shows, you ain't gotta be messing with the editing like that. You just get on there and just, you know, pretty much have a lot of discussions and stuff like that.
Right. You know, want to know something I do? I just put it on there and forget it. Whatever it was, it was. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's real life. We'll make mistakes. I know my mom, she said, you should go back and edit it. Because you said this and take that out and blah, blah, blah. You can edit when you're using other people's stuff. And, you know, I found ways to play. I can play music and not get, you know, get a strike. But I don't even want to say it on the air because then they'll figure out, oh shit, we gotta close that loophole down. But there are loopholes, you know, you just tricks of the trade, you'll find different ways.
Yeah.
And a lot of times I say, you know what, I don't even want to deal with that, you know, so I just don't do it because they quick to try to strike you. So my mom suggested that I should go back and look at my videos and then, you know, tweak it. I was like, nope. You know, I don't even go back and watch my videos, to be honest. I can't now. I take it back. I can and I will, but not all the time. It's like basically when you do your video, do it and keep it pushing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We both been in the Navy. You know how to make first impressions and how to, you know, talk to folks, and you just try to be on your P's and Q's, and you're gonna make a mistake. I fumble over words all the time. Pete Gang, I did a show and Tay was like, Miss T, you sound off today. Bold, I was having a real live reaction. Like soon as I signed on, my tongue started swelling up. I got angioedema bad, shawty. So my tongue or my throat sometimes, a lot of parts of my body swell up, but those two swell up, it could be life threatening. And so I couldn't even close my mouth, and then the pain hit me. I had to figure out a way to get off and go to the ER, but just right in the middle of the show, and I couldn't even talk. I mean, well, I sounded differently, and I was like, "Damn, he noticed it." But I ain't take that video down. I was like, "Hey, shit, it is what it is." But any help that you need, you know, let me know.
All right.
Just hit me up at Boxing Fans Talk. I try to check the mail. I try to check it every day, sometimes every couple of days. But any questions you have or whatever, step by step, you know, prioritize what devices you was gonna get. I knew I was not going to. I've been had a camera long before I decided to do the show, so I always had a camera, and therefore I had a mic and all that already. But I knew I was like, man, I'm gonna get a mixer. I didn't even know what a mixer was or what it does. It was like on the job training for real. And I still don't know everything that this fucking mixer can do. I know this bitch was over $500. That motherfucker was expensive as hell, boy. I know it was expensive, but you know, you get what you pay for. And as a start off, you can start off small, and then eventually you're gonna be like, nah, I won't get that daddy. And then you know, you'll just keep going and going and going. I got you, Bo.
All right, yeah, definitely appreciate that.
All right, well, hey y'all, this is the end. Remember, when you know better, you do better. You got anything else, Bo?
Nah, that's it. Like I said, great show. I'll come on tomorrow and kick it with you and everything.
Ooh, cool beans. And y'all know better, y'all do more. Y'all do more better. If that's the word, more better. See how I flipped that? See how I fucked that up? More better. I don't think that's proper English. When you know better, you do better. But hey, it's in the books. So, peace.